they're more understanding, they're more in depth, no, and they are more dasig paintindihon, no. So then, but then I don't call this a disability, no. It's just that artistically, no, they have do may ara nga difference, no. So the left hemisphere or the right side controls the right side of our body. So ang left side, no, controls the right side of the body, no, and is the center for all logical reasoning and dynamic functioning. So like reading, like writing, no, and mathematical tasks, no, or we call this, no, in the books, this is called arithmetic. Galing kay basi malipat ko and nagsulat ko arithmetic, and I missed to say that kung magsigumala anong arithmetic, no. So it's mathematics. So reading, writing, and arithmetic, no. So that is why, no, they're very fast, no, we're very fast, no. I would always brag about, no, coming from my alma mater, because we are taught very good math, no, pero ako, yeah, math I think is not my cup of tea, no. So where most of our classmates, no, in fact only two of us or three of us decided to take up nursing, one did not finish, no, and only the two of us finished, no. Ang isa naman niya don't pagka second year don't feel like getting nursing. So actually there are four or five of us, no, from out of the 11 of us, no. And um and yeah, that four of us remained, two of us only survived nursing, and the rest, they are indulged in anything about business, because since when we were young, no, math is really, um their pogi points, no, in our school. So up until now, no, all those math wizards, no, and of course the what's that, MGS, I forgot, no, that teaching most of the students, no, though parang common, but it's all about the MTS. I forgot, math genius something, no, that teaches you like a math like ABC only, and solving math like ABC only, no. So yeah, we are, it's innate sa aton, no. That is why, no, we are good in reading. The start would not be very easy, but once we do, no, we are spontaneous already, no. Writing, of course, no, a hard start, and yet, no, in the end, no, we can just scribble down. The only difference probably is our handwriting, but in a way, no, writing is already probably, no, very natural in us. And of course the right side of the brain, no, so it controls the left side. So it's about creativity, it's about intuition and artistic. I mentioned to you that, yeah, left-handed individuals, they are very good in creative thinking, um their intuition, but then most of the time if they get overboard, no, it's not worth it anymore, no. And of course artistic abilities, no. That's why I said I beg to disagree, because my sister is left hand, no, and she's not no good in creative writing and artistry, but she is really very smart, no. So she's really very smart amongst all of us. She's the left-handed one, no, and her handwriting is really very good, no. So especially when we were younger and we used to do Chinese character, no, and yeah, no, even with, she had a hard time actually holding the ball pen, no, kay nila na the way it's very different naman. They have to learn it a very taxing and difficult ways, than of course us nga right-handed, no. So um yes, no, so it's their ability, no. While ang normal naman nga like, of course, no, sa left naton, it's about the usual, no. Again, head start, it's not very easy, but then relatively, no, it becomes simpler, no. It's part of our life already, no. So we can do simple math, no. I can do simple math, I can do simple statistics, but not the complicated ones, of course, no, especially the entails formula, probably mga simple lang a formula like medications, no. So conversions, no, so I can recall, no, but otherwise, no, I would really learn from the beginning, no, and of course writing and reading, no. So, but all of us are also um given the opportunity to do creative thinking, no, and of course honing our artistic abilities. So there are four cerebral hemispheres, no. So the left, the parietal, the frontal, the occipital, and the temporal lobe, no. So this is already the part, no, of our human brain, no. It's good. I forgot kung di ko din kuha sa Pinterest ni, but it shows us, no. I really look for pictures nga may mga colors, no, para of course for me also it's very easy to also not memorize but understanding, no. So the four parts, no, of the human brain, no, we start with the frontal lobes, no. So the frontal lobes are ang sa diri naton, no. So their functions are different. In a way, the functions of the four different lobes are also integrated. So the frontal lobe, which is located here in front, no. So sa aton, no, sa babaw sang aton agtang, no, right above head, it controls organization of our thoughts, our body movement, memories, no, emotions, and moral behavior, no. It may be funny because when I was typing this, yeah, it's true, no. Like example, I kind of evaluated myself and I said, "Hay nga amo ko ni," no. I get very forgetful most of the time, especially at this time. I would usually forget tasks that I am supposed to do, most especially if it's like 2 hours after. Mas ko, hala, nalipat ko. I am supposed to do this, no. Pero those stuff nga I have already done, I kind of recall it, no. So my friend says it's memory lapses, no, because we're getting older, no. And of course a lot of information that comes into your brain, no, in an everyday basis, no. Imagine this is work from home, but of course it does not stop us from having 2 meetings in a week, no. It's even more, no, than what we used to have, no. So last week I had 2 meetings, and one meeting is in LaSalle, no, face to face, no, with that we call that the towns hall with the brother president, and the other one I opted for Zoom na lang. Oh, actually there are three. So two Zoom meeting. Ang Isaya is asking for physical presence, but then I was not able to go, no. It's still in LaSalle, no. So I had two Zoom meeting and a couple of webinars also, no? A couple of webinars last week, no? So especially because my classes is only Mondays and Tuesdays currently, no? I will be starting with my Saturday 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. class, no? A few weeks from now, no, for the second carousel. So, but then pagka Saturday, again, no, Doc Barry called us, no, for a meeting for the graduate school. So again, no, we have to, and he said it's about an hour and 30 minutes. In the end, we finish in about 3 hours, no. So I was like, I missed, no, the attending the live mass from the from the chapel, no, with Father Jerry Bell, no. So but I will be holding on to that because yesterday I also forgot, no. But then better late than never, no. So these are your memories. Sometimes our emotions that we get pissed off on something and a little while, no, nagkakalipat na ka, no, like myself. I'm talking about myself. And of course, moral behavior, I think this is basic, no, instinct amongst us nurses, no, that we are always corrected, no, with the goodness, the kindness, no, that is brought about by our conscience. So this is the super ego, no, a part, no, of our body, no. So most especially that once we see it, automatic we decide like sa pakod ko ni siya kung hindi, lipatan ko ni siya or hindi, and so on and so forth. Sometimes it is more it has become, no, it is voluntary. So ang impulse ta and how we react to that, no, that is what kisag kadwa-duwa ta if we smile on that person or we forgot that we were enemies before, no. So that's in the frontal lobe. So integration of all this information regulates arousal, no, arousal kung ano ka, no, fight or flight, no, sa pakon mo or hindi, no, move away and yourself or to confront, no, focuses attention, no, and ang aton nga attention, like example, we got to see, ako usually even magsaka sa salakyan maagyan lang, I can get focused, but I'm very very poor in direction, no, I tell you, no, me and Miss Villa, no, every time we go, whether kundiin man na siya in Cebu, because Miss Villa used to drive sa Iloilo, in Iloilo, gitasig na sa iya, no, in terms of direction. She's very good in direction. While ako ya, mamangkot siya, to dito nag-agi, so kambot diin tumang, no? So ako ya, I can only recall mga signages, no? Kag amo lang na. Kung magkita kong signages, I say, oo, amo ni siya. But then otherwise, wala na, no? So thank you for Google, no? For Google, thank you for ano na tawag, for ways, no? Pero sometimes ang waste, no, waste of time man kay mga lain, especially if it is not updated or upgraded, no? So problem solving and decision making, no? Sometimes, no, problem solving, we are, Lasalians are very critical thinker, no? And we're very good in problem solving, no? And also in decision making, we're very quick in decision making. Pero and again, no, as I've noticed sa aton nga students, from the past until now, no, they're very quick in their decision making, but then, no, most of their decision making naman, I call this pinangatawan nila, no? So they never regret, no, whatever decision making they have, because in a way they also weighed things, no? Probably that's also very natural amongst Lasallian nurses. Abnormalities, no, in the frontal lobes, no, are associated with schizophrenia, ADHD, and dementia, no. In a way, no, in accidents, no, I've noticed that, no, sa mga aksidente, like when I was still working in the hospital, ang mga gina-cranio na, no, so wherever kami surgery nga site, no, there are times that I followed up also nga how are the patients going, no. So they would have neuro assessment, so it's medical na. So ako I always, no, wala na ko nagakwan sang medical, no. I only focus on the surgical side. So usually I would ask, no, especially kung may mga accidents nga sa frontal nga area, like example blunt trauma, car accidents, no, and they would really search for, no, a neurologist to interpret and even assess the patients, no. So most of the time that is now ang movement, no, sometimes I don't know if the patient is just afraid or if the patient, pero little by little, no, they put back, no, the usual activities of daily living kay amo gina siya, especially the responses, no, hot and cold, and the responses also, the electrical activities and the movements most especially, no. So the physiologic responses, no, of that person, no. So abnormalities, again, schizophrenia, ADHD, and dementia, no. So because nga dementia, because memories are affected, nga schizophrenia, because more behavior, emotions are affected. And nurses, basta maghambal kita schizophrenia, they are creating their own reality. So we have to know first kung ano ning realities nila before probably we can realize what help we can extend to our patients, no. And of course ADHD, because of the body movement, no, they become restless, and yeah, no, they don't their thoughts are scattered, no, so they don't have focus, because usually ADHD people, especially the young ones, no, they don't have focus. So ang ila is alternate lang kung maghimo sila sang they would be sticking into that sitting only for hours and hours, no. Do kat clonic do kakatartic na, no, nga gatpungko lang sila, or probably moving up and about also. Also, that's ADHD. No, the second part is the parietal lobe. Ang sa diri sa, we call this the alimpud one, the place where we have our fontanelles, no. So but then I don't understand, because I said I would also only ask my mother, and when I was already older, I asked the obstetrician of my mother, singkod, doctor tumbukon na tawab lang nga ado may do may ari ko yan do gahalo nga parts ko is that may fontanel no wala na develop sige hindi man no. So when I touch my mother's head na si ko hala pa pareho kita nga do may airport kita din na yon no. So yeah no, so this is our parietal lobe, so this interprets sensations of tastes no. So we taste something no, subong no, this part is affected some COVID because you lose your sense of taste already no, and your sense of smell no. So ang taste gid no, everything is blunt no. Old people no, it's not because the parietal lobe is aging also, but most of them no, so their taste is really different from the way they taste food no, or preferences of food when they were much younger no. So bland na tanan, so that's why most of the old people like my mother, she is we are committed to ensure and look best very expensive ones, but we're committed to that because she don't want to eat no all the food that are served to her does not taste good no. Siguro that's also her excuse to eat a lot of uga no, and ginamos no, which indeed because of her medication no, sometimes have allergic reactions also no. So she's also really very picky, very sensitive to medication also. So every time na may changes sa medication no, pag mag-react siya, it will be changed again to a much more expensive ones no. So yeah no, sometimes we lose our sense of taste, especially if we are sick no. But then ang sa COVID is different kaya wala ka ginaya ako sensation of taste. The temporal lobe no is on the side no, sa aton nga mga ears na yon, is the center of senses, our smell and hearing no, and memory no, and emotional expression no. So ang smell ta kag hearing are on this side no. So and the occipital lobe assists in coordinating language no, occipital sa diri sa dalom, generation no. So languages no, and how we speak it no, and visual interpretation also no. Not because these are abstract paintings, so people who can understand and realize and appreciate paintings, especially abstract paintings, it's different man no. It's a gift no, an artistic gift that you may realize no, especially that of Van Gogh no, especially the Starry Night. Some of us may take it like the kabinuang no, because in fact Van Gogh is a has a psychiatric disorder, and I can remember Van Gogh as saying that most people are exaggerating their feelings no, but in a way no, if they are becoming manic, there are also episodes of being no um um on the sides see an alternate no, nga not all the time manika, there also nga you are clonic no, nga daw ga stay put ka lang no. So um so Van Gogh may have experience no, nga nagatatter na siya, but then his visual no is really mas stronger than ever no, ginbawi. That is why he always paint the way he interprets his feelings, like the famous Starry Night, the famous Sunflower no, and the famous ano tawag, self-portrait of Van Gogh no. So and also such a depth and perception no. So sa occipital gid, so usually um people no, who are sick, people who they call brain dead no, usually wala na ni sila sa mga responses no, sa in the different lobes of the brain. Okay, the cerebellum, that's also another part of the brain, is located below the cerebrum no. So this is the center for coordination here. Okay, So the cerebellum, no? So arilade sa may tangpugo ta. So this is the center for coordination of movements and postural adjustment. No? So it receives and integrates information from all areas of the body. So that is why for mga accidents, no, kag ma-affect ang aton nga cerebellum, most of the time the people that person may be alive, no, but paralyzed, no, from neck down, no, and they are even, other people would say it may affect the rest of the brain, and ang nabili na lang nga buhi is the heart, no, that keeps the person live, or keeps the person alive, but otherwise everything else, no, is not already functioning, no. So the cerebellum, no, so it um it integrates and receives information, especially in movements, organs nga mahihi ka, no, and other components of the central nervous system, no. So receives and integrates, no. So that is why if you are paralyzed, or they say you're brain dead, no, you may still be alive, heart na lang na, and of course supported by the respiratory and cardiac and vascular modalities, no, nga that keeps you going, and of course the IV that keeps you may mga nutrients ikaw, no. So but then in a way, no, you don't know anymore, you don't have you already missed bladder and bowel movements, and of course urinary ning bladder emptying, no. So ginabutangan ka na the catheter and etc., no. So this is the cerebellum. Okay, so the brain stem, which includes the midbrain, the pons, and the medulla oblongata, no. So this is the brain stem, no, sa dirigid naton, no. So the medulla oblongata is located on the top of the spinal cord, no. This is the most sensitive, especially this will be affected, no, and contains the vital centers for respiration and cardiovascular function. So again, no, lapit man na siya sa cerebellum, so it can affect also, especially if there are cerebrovascular accidents, no, nga ini siya nga ma-affect, no. So again, no, respiration and cardiac function, cardiovascular function may also be, no, or dysfunction may also be evident. The pons, no, here is located above the medulla oblongata and in front of the cerebrum. So it bridges the gap both functionally and structural as a primary motor pathway, no. So it's the pons. So it measures, this is anatomy, no. So this measures about 0.8 inches or 2 centimeters, which includes most of the reticular activating and the extrapyramidal system, no. So the RAS, or the reticular activating system, is in charge of the motor activity, our sleep, our consciousness, and awareness, no. So it's all about, no, ning sa aton, no, nga how we manage to control our sleep, no, and consciousness also, no. And of course the EPS, or the extrapyramidal system, relays information about movement and coordination. That is why if people may have they call this, no, in neuro, extrapyramidal symptoms, no, like example, your movement is not coordinated anymore, like example for people who have, mga cerebral palsy, no, of course, no, very evident cerebral palsy kaysa sa brain stem, sa cerebellum, no. So there is no coordination in terms of their movement, no, nga nagakiwi ang ang mata, no, they have involuntary, no, movements, especially the eye, and even their their facilities also. And of course, the locus coeruleus is a group of norepinephrine producing neurons in the brainstem. No? So hindi naman sila mga neurons that is associated with, no, so that is locus coeruleus, no, associated with stress, anxiety, and impulsive behavior, no. So people who are like panicky, kay naga-stress na siya, no, anxious of, like may ara siya, no, the fears, no, fear of the unknown and fear of the known, no. So all of those, no, and impulsive behaviors also, no, nga sometimes hinulsula nila ang ilang nga ginaubra, no. So these are norepinephrine, no, producing neurons. We'll talk about norepinephrine later. And the limbic system, no, which comprises the thalamus, hypothalamus, amygdala, and hippocampus, no. So I saw this in your anatomy and physiology books, no. So when I was looking for pictures, no, this ones, no, nga nakita ko before, no, ginacolors ng estudyante ang workbook sa ANAFI, no, and I get fascinated. Sabi ko, wow, ang ANAFI ning coloring and writing, no. So that's the brain, and I always fascinated with the looks of the brain, no. It's easy to draw, no, but it's the most complicated, no, part of our body and our system also. So the limbic system is located above the brain stem, no. This is the brain stem that includes the hypothalamus, the thalamus, the amygdala, and the hippocampus. So the thalamus regulates, no, the activity, sensation, and emotion. No? So that is why very commonly, no, wala na tanay sa mga pons, medulla oblongata, wala na. But when we talk about movements, about activities, it's always the limbic system. No? So most of us, especially as young nurses, no, we are always fascinated with the thalamus, hypothalamus, and sometimes we talk it out as if it's just a common language, no, like example aga sa ako na thalamus affected ang akong hypothalamus, no. So very medical term, no, that nurses often use, no. So thalamus regulates activity, sensation, and our different emotion. The hypothalamus, on the other hand, here involve temperature regulation. No, so that is why oftentimes it's the hypothalamus regulating, no, system. Kung example, we are sick, we are, no, amo na siya, no, affected, no, kung gahilanatan, if we don't feel well, no, because it involves temperature regulation, no. That is why ang hypothalamus igoon gina sang aton nga medicine para to lower or alleviate our temperature. Appetite control, that is why if we would notice, if we are not feeling well, we don't feel like eating also. And of course, endocrine function, all of those hormonal functions and dysfunctions also, no. And of course, like example, we get pissed off easily, we get irritated, no. So hormonal, no, sexual drive, no, again we leave it as is, no. And impulsive behavior, no, which is associated, yeah, endocrine, no, anger, rage, and even excitement. The hippocampus and the amygdala, no, right on the base, no, involve emotional arousal and memory, no. So it gives us, like example, like if we are so in love, it gives us the spark that nobody else can would understand, and probably you just realize there is a spark that you are so in love, ikaw na, yeah, no. So emotional arousal, no, if that's true love, it's that, if it's that if that is infatuation or just merely lust, no. And of course our memory also, no. So disturbances in the limbic system may be implicated by a variety of mental illness, like memory loss that accompanies dementia, and that of poorly controlled emotion and impulses manifested by psychotic or manic behavior, no. Like example, this is very common amongst our residents, no, in a psychiatric institution, no. And how they cannot balance, no, especially their sense of feeling, no, nga sometimes it is associated with their illness, pero sometimes it's very difficult for us to decipher kung ano gid, no. So that's why most of them are really unpredictable, no. So um yeah, for those nga psychotic, no, kay may ara sila sadness and the happiness, no. So some of us may say hormonal, but for them that is, no, malfunction of the brain, especially the limbic system. Okay, so we also have the neurons, also very essential. I would oftentimes hear Sir Bruce talking about the nerves, the neurons, no, the nucleus and the axons, no. So this is just a simple, and you can find it also in your canvas, no. attachment about this. No, so I will not be giving you in detail. No, you're better than me in terms of all of this. But this is basically the neurons and their different functions as well. Okay, so the dendrites, no, kita ni amunis lang ka receive impulses, no, and interpreted also. No? And of course, the nucleus is the center of the neuron, no. Amo lang man ang naakon nga na ano, and the axon is also the ones, no, transferring, no, the signals, no, to be interpreted, and so on. No? So the neurons, I have also here illustrations of the neurons. We call this the action potential flow. So ari lang na siya. I will not be talking about it one by one because basically that is part of your neurology. And of course, here also just a jiffy, just nice to know information. So there are about approximately 100 billion, neurons, in the brain of brain cells forming a network, no, of neurons, which is or the nerve cells, no. Um, so they are arranged in networks, no. So neurotransmission, just two small definitions, no. So definitions of terms: transmission is a process whereby neurons communicates information by sending electrochemical messages from the neuron to another neuron. So that is how they form reactions, and the neurotransmitters enables the message to cross the synapses between the neurons. So this is sending, no, so gatran sending, and this is interpreting, no, so it enables the message. So this aids in transmission of information throughout the body. So how, like example, hot and cold, no, kung init, you remove your hands right away, no. But if our brain system is not working, then definitely we ano it we leave it there, no, and then nabalanta na lang, our hands are sore, it is burnt already. That is why nurses, this is also a way that I would always remind students before, especially when supervising them, no, in the recovery rooms or in the ICU, no, or even in the special care units, no, in CL before, no. I would always remind my students, especially those who are unconscious, no, that they have to be mindful. Like example, to regulate body temperature, like pagkuha sang temperature, no, ang ilangan ang ano is very high, no, so hyperthermia, no, but silingon gahilanat siya, no. So then in a way, no, we can do tepid sponge bath, or because since the patient is unconscious, the patient wouldn't tell you nga, I'm, oh, it's okay na, no, all my init, the flushes that I'm experiencing, it's already alleviated, and when you check the temperature, it's gone down, no. Most of the time, especially if the patient naman is hypothermic, no, nga patients wouldn't say, I feel cold, pero you got to feel nga katugnaw sang iya nga kamot, despite nga in the SCU there are no air conditioned, no. So maano ka, masig ka, ay lang nga aga ga hypothermia siya, no. So usually it's either we ask the family to provide hot water nga para sibinan siya, but that would be very, no, very slow in alleviating the hypothermia. So usually ginabutangan siya hot water bag, no. And ang hot water bag, I'm very conscious about the hot water bag because since the patient, no, is unconscious, the patient cannot say, uy, napaso na, no, may feet is burning already, no. So that is why checking it, no, if we check the patients, like moving the patient every 2 hours, basta may hot water bag nga sa nabutang sa soles ng feet ng patient to provide heat to the patient sa iyang lawas, if you put it on the arms probably, no, and in the foot part, no, sa soles ng tiil, no, which is very fast magpa increase ang body temperature. We have to be also mindful and monitor, no. Usually I would ask the student not to cover the feet, no, means na tugnawan siya, but not to cover the feet para mindful siya nga may ara sa hot water bag. And nurses, there are cases nga gaka paso ang pasyente, nagaka-burn ang skin ng patient because of the nurse's negligence, no, to check on that hot water bag. It may be good, no. So So it may, in the end, no, the end may not justify the means, no. So the point there is, the ethical point there is nga ginbutangan mo sang ininit and the patient cannot complain nga nainitan siya, no. So be mindful of that also, and check also, no, if it is good for the patient, because if it's not good for you, if it's too hot for you, then definitely it would also be not good for the patient, no. So for a while, ha. Oh, you have a student assembly, BSN2. When is this? For a while, ha. Just read it. Very okay. So February 16, BSN 2 and 3, 3:30 p.m. Okay, sige. So it excites or stimulates, no, the neurons, an action in the cells. Okay, excitatory, or stopping the action, inhibitory, no. So excitatory, take note, and of course inhibitory. Okay, so this is, no, I made this, no, of course, with the relevant information that I have from the books. By the way, I have a new copy of, I am still using my BDBEC 2008 psychiatric mental health nursing, no. So this is the third edition that I'm using, the old one. I have here, if you are opening your videos, I have here the newest edition of psychiatric mental health nursing by Sheila Videbek. So this is the 8th edition, and this is the 2020 edition, no, from CNE. No? So this is from CNE, and I'm starting to evaluate this already. But yeah, they have lots, not so much, but there are changes, especially in making it, no, they've been merging a lot of topics here. So but yeah, whatever it is, no, nga Bidebek, the third or the new one, the 8th edition, this is beneficial. I think this is already available in CNE, no. So CNE is open in front of Redemptories, no. I passed by there when I went for a meeting last, when was that, Wednesday, in Lasal, no. Um so that's Sheila Videbek, no, psychiatric mental health nursing. If you wanted to have references, no, that for the board exam that you can browse on, no, you can have, no, this is an investment, no, Sheila Videbek, and of course Deborah Antay-Otong, but wala upgraded kag updated nga Deborah Antay-Otong. Even the library, our library daw, I think gin pang ano na, no, because they removed old books. So probably Deborah Antay-Otong book was also removed from the library. No, but these are the two, no, very good books for psych. No, so I will not be explaining this. This is just the synopsis of everything, no, that we have, especially that of our the different types, no, of neurotransmitters, no. So um here we have dopamine, excitatory, no. So these are the eight, no. I wait, the nine neurotransmitters. Sakto, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. No, so the dopamine. So this is the common. You can copy paste it, no, and you can put this in a small, or copy that in a small, um, anong tawag na siya, ning index card, no, and so that nga para madumduman mo all the time, no. So yeah, in the board exam also I saw students making like this. So I find it also very ano. So but then I do not know, no, to copy paste it and where to find it. So that is why gin kopya ko, and I make a chart nga amo sini nga para for you nga na plaster na siya, no. Um ginliwat ko lang, no. So from other references, no. So dopamine is excitatory. It controls complex movements, motivation, cognition, and regulates emotional responses. Norepinephrine, no, very these are the common also, no, sa nga not only the neurons or the neurotransmitters, but these are the common, especially sa psych, no. Norepinephrine is also excitatory. It causes changes in attention, learning, memory, mood, sleep, and wakefulness. No, so we mentioned kagina norepinephrine, no, and or noradrenaline. We also have epinephrine, no, it is also excitatory. So excitatory gini sila plus the glutamate, no, controls fight and flight responses. Serotonin is inhibitory. So inhibitory, it stops, no, so controls food intake, sleep and wakefulness, temperature regulation, pain control, sexual behaviors, and regulations of emotion. Usually, inhibitory because in psychosis, no, ang serotonin is really a very important neurotransmitter, no, especially for those who are sa bipolar, even in schizophrenia ara gina siya, and other psychosis, no. So that's serotonin kay they are really they feel ka daw ka depressed na sila per me. Histamine is a neuromodulator, no, so histamine, anti-allergy, makakita ta histamine is anti-allergy, but it controls alertness, no, gastric secretions, cardiac stimulations, and peripheral allergic responses, no, given also for to modulate also the medication, no. So usually our patients in the institutions would have histamine. Acetylcholine is excitatory or inhibitory, so both, no, control sleep and wakefulness cycle, signals muscles to become alert. Acetylcholine, I have a first-hand experience with acetylcholine when my mother have experienced a few years ago nga daw nag-mild stroke, no. We just realized when our my mother's helper was like telling me nga nga dai si Lola ning wala untat ang you know she calls it like panghayhay, like sighing, no. Pero when I observed it, my mother never never stops yawning. Inablang daw tuyo ka. Ay. And when I asked her, she said she is grasping for breath, no. So it took me about 2 days when we realized nga we have to bring her to the hospital. So when she was checked at the ER, it was known that she's suffering from depletion of oxygen in her brain. So in a way, no, it was already mild stroke. So we have to feed her with acetylcholine nga drops, no, under the tongue, no, because this would also help her, no, enable her, no, to kasi she sleeps and sleep do ka lethargic sa iya, no. So yeah, so I have a very experience because acetylcholine is both excitatory and inhibitory, no. So every time mag-amo na siya, sing ko acetylcholine naman ni siya, no. So neuropeptides or neuromodulators also like the histamine enhances, prolong, inhibit, or limits the effects of principal neurotransmitters, no. So and glutamate is excitatory. No, it results to neurotoxicity if levels are too high. So sodium glutamate is also used as one of the psychotic medications. And we have the GABA. No, nurses, you really have to get used with the GABA because this is now the very neurotransmitter, no, in psychotic pharmacology. It modulates other neurotransmitters. So it modulates all of this, no. So these are just a summary of your neurotransmitters, no. So given that, no, so Arnane, so I will not be addressing this all one by one. So like simply dopamine is excitatory, so it synthesizes thyroxine. No, thyroxine is a drug of choice also for those with like example thyroid na a condition, no. So remember thyroid is also has the capacity also of producing hormones, no. Norepinephrine or noradrenaline, it is a derivative from epinephrine. So in so it is more prevalent neurotransmitter in the nervous system. So epinephrine, it also addresses also in prolonging, no, the medication given to the patient. Like example, epinephrine, we use epinephrine cocktailed with local anesthetics, no, and even no like spinal anesthesia, and even mga epidural anesthesia because it prolongs the effect, no, of that anesthesia also, so much so that it will not be, the doctor will not be giving so much anesthetic anymore to the patient. So kaya ginaprolong niya ang actions ng anesthesia, no, but not prolong at 24 hours, just enough for the patient to get by without feeling pain, and probably, no, hindi pa kumbaga we call this, hindi pa na ma-wean off ang anesthesia. So serotonin is derived from tryptophan, no, a dietary amino acid, no. It plays a very good role in anxiety. Kay serotonin, it makes us happy, though it is inhibitory, but it in anxiety and mood disorder. Serotonin is one of the medication also given sa bipolar disorder. So it contributes to delusions, hallucinations, and withdrawal behavior, especially to the schizophrenic type ng schizoid disorder. Ang schizoid is paranoia, no? So delusions and hallucinations is also under schizophrenia, no? And of course, some antidepressant block. This is block serotonin reuptake. Histamine is the role for mental illness, though it is given now. No, I understand when one of the psychiatrists was telling me that it is given para to inhibit allergic reactions of certain medications. Remember, psychotropic drugs, no, they not did do come on one by one, no. So it's a cocktail, no. Damo na siyang medication that all together are given to the patient, or in a day they have this handful of antipsychotic medication. So ginhatag na instant. But again, for mental illness, it is still under investigation. Pero it is given to the patient, no? Okay. And acetylcholine, no, is a neurotransmitter found in the brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system at the neuromuscular junction of the skeletal muscle. So it affects the sleep and wake cycle. No? So I mentioned to you, especially lethargic ang patient. No? So acetylcholine can boost up, no, the patient also. And Alzheimer's disease have decreased acetylcholine secreting hormone. No, that is why no, they are given, no, this is also one of the psychotropic medication given to patients who are suffering from Alzheimer's. And of course, myasthenia gravis, or MG, have reduced acetylcholine receptors also. That is why they become very, very flaccid. No, nga daw they can just matumba lang sila anytime, no, for patients with myasthenia gravis, because myasthenia gravis is a neurologic condition, no, or neurologic illness. Okay, and of course, glutamate, excitatory, implicated with brain damage caused by stroke. No, so um, and of course, hypoxia, ischemia, hypoglycemia, and other degenerative diseases such as Huntington or Alzheimer's. Um, so it's an amino acid also, na excitatory. And the GABA, no, so major inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain, no. So the GABA is really very important, a neurotransmitter, no. It modulates other neurotransmitter, and um benzodiazepines, no, those are medications also which is used to treat anxiety, no. So diazepines, no, mga diazepam, anxiolytics, no, and induce sleep. Okay, so these are also a few pictures that I've also seen nga mas easier sa ato, no, to realize, probably, no, pagkita ta hapos ta din madumduman nga like adrenaline, fight or flight. No, I asked my daughter because and she said, sige, mas mayo nga mga kung naga-review ka mga simple words, no. That is why ako this is my personal call. Si Dr. Surong very good in teaching mnemonics sa students, no. Easy to understand, easy also to retain in your memory, no, nga madumduman mo gid siya nga pag kung if makita mo ni nga word kadasig say mo, no, we call that mnemonics, no, in and we use that sa review, no. So here, no, adrenaline, fight or flight neurotransmitter, noradrenaline concentration neurotransmitter, dopamine pleasure neurotransmitter, serotonin mood neurotransmitter, GABA is calming neurotransmitter, acetylcholine learning neurotransmitter, glutamate is memory neurotransmitter, and endorphins is euphoria neurotransmitter. So diba, it's so easy to understand. And I when I saw this with different colors, no, I kind of getting fascinated with the colors, no, nga para ayala, it's madakop gid ayon ng imong interest, no? So we go next, no, to the concepts and patterns of human behavior, no. So the previous slides are all about ano tawag sina reviewing, no, neurology, no. So from anatomy and physiology, and of course to its now application, especially the neurotransmitters, to psychiatric nursing and psychiatric disorders. So concepts and patterns of human behavior, we start with humanism, no. So humanistic theory, no, so this focuses on a person's positive qualities, his or her capacity to change, no, and the promotion of self-esteem. So I think that is human as we are, there is always a room for change, no. We have our own capacity, sometimes it gets overboard, so i-modify ta naman, no, nga okay lang ning balance lang, no. And of course, that is why in nursing we have to take care, no, of other people we are not blood related to, no, but people who we don't even know, no. So that is why the basis of nursing is caring for the others, and that is probably nursing ethics, no. If we care for those people we don't know, no, caring for those people nga nakilala mo na subong, pagkadason hindi mo naman makilala or hindi mo na siya ma-recognize, no. That is why I'm telling you, nurses, no, this may be a start of your journal writing, no, probably second year, nga isipon mo kung pila nga tao ang na-touch mo ang lives and you were able to transform these lives. Remember, nurses, these people just come and go, no. And that is, I think, one of the ethical consideration in nursing, taking care and be concerned of other people. But nursing in itself is already, no, commitment, it's already your passion in giving yourself, no, to other people in line of service and commitment, no. So that is why, nurses, I've been also you are also reminded that we have to know our self-worth first, no. We have to be aware, no, of our capability, of our capacity, of our strength and weaknesses, no, before we can transform that or transfer that or transmit that to our patients or to other people. Remember, nurses, we cannot give what we don't have, so very importantly, finding yourself worth first, so that's self-awareness, no. So I have not read it yet, no, because I was still busy complying my notes nga send nako, and I'm almost done for the module 4 nga notes. It's very lengthy also because it's already the mental health conditions, no, that nga ano ta, from schizophrenia down to bipolar down to the different sexual disorders and all of those, no. So I am just following the format for the learning for our from our learning guide, no. So that is why part of your weekly task is to also do your journal number 2, which is about your I titled it mindful, no, full mindfulness, no. So in a way, no, it would also you evaluating yourselves, no. So I have there, no, in the to explain, no, what you're going to do. So it is now looking forward, no, to what people would expect from you, to what you expect from yourself, no, to how you would become, no, in the near future, no. Kay nga lapit na gid lang ang aton nga near future, no, lapit-lapit na gid, no. So that's I think humanistic theory, no. So it also perks up and builds our self-esteem, no. no. So again, kay Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's a part, no, of the stages of our lives, no. So that is why the very first is, of course, Abraham Maslow. So Abraham Maslow is the 19th century, no, philosopher. He's the 19th century um, um, psychologist, or psychologist na siya, but Dr. Abraham Maslow, I think, studied medicine also, no. So he died very young, no, at 62 years old, no, 1908 to 1970. So he died before I was even born. No. So Maslow's needs theory, but of course, no, may mga scholars, si Abraham Maslow, that started to reevaluate and remodify, no, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid, no. So here, no, let's go over, no, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We start with the physiological needs, no. So um it's physiologic. We need food, water, oxygen to breathe, a roof over our head, and of course rest and sleep is very, very vital, no. Ang sa dire, no, sa pag-modify na siya nga may self-transcendence na, sex is also included in the physiologic needs, most especially if the ones that we are implying sa pyramid is an adult, no, or adolescent, probably, no, maybe. Huh? So safety needs is security and safety, no. This is, you can find this in your family. You are comfortable, you are secured, no, with your family. So that this is why, um trust versus mistrust, also a Fian theory comes in, no. How, strangers anxiety are na these are safety needs. Belongingness and love needs, now intimate relationships and friends. So love and belongingness, you are in that stage now wherein, no, you kind of seek love, no, whether it be platonic, romantic, or even sexual, no, love, no, from other people other than your family, because your family is always there, no. High and low, ara lang na siya, ara lang na siya, you can always go back anytime you wanted to, no. Esteem needs is prestige and feeling of accomplishment, no. So every term, passing the term examination, or probably finishing the semester, it's already a feeling of accomplishment. More so that sa diri sa esteem needs, this is also where your BSN degree accomplishment comes in. A licensure examination would come in, no, pag mag-RN na kita. The job of your choice would come in, specialization of your choice would come in, no. And it would not only mean 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, no. So it's about 5 to 10 years before you realize, no, as a nurse, your specialization. But of course, in the late stage, you would come to realize, no, that you may probably, there's something in you lacking, no. So like me, I thought I would stick on with surgical, being a surgical nurse, no, because that is what I see myself in. Though my very first option was nursery, no, I said because nursery, it's the babies are cute, but then the task there is so routine. The way I observe people in the nursery is very routine. So I said, it's good that I was kay because gaan ka mo na choices kung diin ka mo gusto. So my number one is nursery. My second one is pedia. It's all about the babies, no. So but then, and my third one was ano to man, was I think ICU, no, but I've never gotten into that, no. So I was assigned first day, that's a few days after our graduation, no, July 20 exactly, no. So I was assigned in the OR, no, and I was clueless what to do in the OR, because in the OR it's more on traumatic experiences than having a pleasurable experience in the operating room. So I was clueless, but in a way I thought that is the start and the end of my nursing career. But then when I was 33 years old, I think, yeah, I was invited in LaSalle, and I applied. No, I was invited to teach, and I applied, and that is was where my story, my paradigm shift started. Um, 18 years ago. No, so that is, yeah, yeah, I'm not yet 33 at that time, though 32 pa lang ko to. Yeah, no. So that is esteem needs. No, it's a sense of accomplishment. Until now, no, I still have a lot of things to accomplish. Self actualization is reaching your goal. I may have a lot on my plate, but then we need focus also, no, because syempre you have a lot of responsibilities also. So self actualization, you cannot say I wanted to have to be self actualized at the age of 40. No, that's so I thought, no, but then no, there are still a lot of things that perks up your interests, no. So Abraham Maslow's pyramid is divided into three. The basic needs is here, the psychological needs is here. So that is why this is the most crucial, especially for young people. No, how their experiences are, how how their lives were. No, kay nga if there are malfunction in any way, no, in terms of their relationship from their families and from other people, they get traumatized. And if they would want and get that goal. That is why when we are doing goals, no, basta mag-ubra kita objectives, we have to be smart. Nga dapat specific, dapat ma-measure ta kung saan punta, no, para in a way hindi ka mag-regret in the end nga I have not done this because in along the way I have a lot of lost track of some things, very important things. And of course self-fulfillment needs, no. So that is Abraham Maslow's, no. And here, no, I'm really fond of getting quotes, no, because from the quotes that is where I learned, and probably that's also widening my perception regarding that particular model or that particular philosopher. So, according to Abraham Maslow, a musician must make music, an artist must paint, a poet must write if he is to be ultimately at peace with himself. No? So, why did we choose nursing? Nga nursing. No? So, we have to be mindful nga amo na ginpili ta. Why nursing? Because if we are a nurse, we can make and transform the lives of other people. As simple as that. And we take it from the 19th century genius Abraham Maslow himself. No? So human needs is really very important. So the needs theory, no, of Maslow, which was even, no, more popularized after his death, no, um, was that the person or the human being should meet certain basic needs, and when there it is not met, conflict is likely to occur. No, so that is why very important. In the Philippines, amat-amat na siya. But even sa love and belongingness, no, I've noticed amongst young people, especially Lasallian young nurses, nga pagkalabot na sa love and belongingness, they are still searching, no, because some of them, remember we talked about the Oedipus and the Electra complex, that for a female child they look at men the way they see it from their fathers, no, especially if their fathers are their superheroes. Or the men naman, they learn search and look for women nga who are so maalaga, like the mom, no, that they are pampered, no. But then again, in reality that is not feasible, no, because no two persons are the same. More so that your mother is your mother, no. So your mother will give you 1999%, no, well this woman, no, they have, they have certain limits, no. So we that is why sa love and belongingness, people continuously search, no, still searching, no, probably kung pila ka years nobody knows, no, basi pagkita mo it's already your soulmate, the first love, no, you had is already your soulmate, and that's your happily ever after, no. So in that alone, no, in Maslow's, there are a lot of issues, no. So in 1973, no, his proteges was able to come up no, and propose self-transcendence as a need above self-actualization in the hierarchy of needs. So self-transcendence, this is now fulfillment of self-esteem and self-actualization, and self-transcendence is now searching more of yourselves, no, nga nakuha mo na reach mo gid bala, no. So this, for me, self-transcendence amongst probably people my age would be like searching if they cannot find happiness, they cannot find peace, no, in their religions. That is why in the US, no, most of the nurses, no, because they realize that, some people, we cannot say nga life is like kita nga Filipino kagsubong, because we are in a Catholic institution. We say the beauty of life is a miracle. If we get sick, no, um we get back to health, no. But then some people would say it's a miracle if you have cancer and nadula ang cancer mo, no, given the results of your diagnostic studies, no, and examinations, no. So it's a miracle. But other people do not believe so, no. They say it's science that was able to cure that person. So no matter what the person believes in, no, it is still, they say it's science. So that is why probably it's so sad, no, because all of us started from a Catholic institution like LaSalle, and even my best friend now is an atheist, no. So he doesn't believe in, religiosity. Subong ginahambalan ko na siya nga mapatay ka na sa COVID, kag end of the world na. No. So search, no, where your faith, no, started, and he was the one even who taught me how to pray the rosary when I was in first year college, no. So in a way, it's helping him also search for himself, no. But then he said he's happy, no, with no religion at all or whatsoever. He's just happy of who he is, no. He can go to a Buddhist temple and pray, and and that's it, no. And he said, I'm not committed with any religion, no. So he can just be free, no. But then I respect kung amo na siya, no. But then self transcendence for me is that, no, self transcendence for me is even, no, sogi, no, sexual orientation, gender identification, that you reach into something like this is me, this is the real me, I don't need to keep it anymore, no. So he's gay, so in a way, no, nagtahigid, no, that he's now happy and gay, no. Pero I always tell him, palihog, please, for me, no, and for our friendship, don't get married, no. So tsakto man kay, because wala man sila nagstay. He was in a relationship for 14 years, no, and 3 years now he's single and ready to mingle, no. So his partner is also Filipino, no, and so that's self transcendence, and he's happy to the way he is now. And I told him, you cannot pretend anymore that you're man, so man that you can now, you're free. But he does not cross dress, no, wala siya ga transvestism, no. So that's the needs theory, no. And the basic human needs would also be all of this, no. So I just wanted to share. So it's more complex, damo siya. So it's here you have your identity, no, your cultural security, no, kung ano ka nga culture, your beliefs, no, your practices, your customs and tradition, no, your identity, no, as a person. I'm a Filipino. At least you have, you have somewhat, you have a race, you have a nationality that you can call your own, no. It is so, I just wanted to share to you, those adopted children, especially children from those who are adopted from Asia, no, nga mga children nga nag-adopt sa ila are Americans, no. You know I read an article about, who is that, is it Angelina Jolie? Yeah, Angelina Jolie. No, they have he she has 6 children. No, from two biological, and the four were adopted by Angelina even before, way before she was married to Brad Pitt. No, and now since the children are growing up, the first I think is Korean, the second is Burmese. No, so her children need to learn their native tongues. No, so the first one was Korean, and so he needs to learn Korean also. And now he is studying as a first year, um, a university student, no, in Korea. No, the second one is Burmese, and she always brings those children to from the where they came from. So that is why she was never with the identity of the children. The children know that they are not from biologically from Angelina and Brad, but then they feel the love, no, of their parents to them, towards them, especially to each and every one of them. No, so that's identity. No, we cannot push ourselves in saying, ay nagpa-blonde na ko, so I'm more like a an American kay blonde na ko. No, no, other people, no, subong, um because they are Asian, they, discrimination is still all over the place. But then, if you have that identity, it makes you a much stronger person. No, so like Oprah Winfrey, she's really open and say, I'm black and I'm happy to be that. No, so she has advocacies, no, in helping also those who are discriminated. No, so that's your identity. No, kita yung nga Filipinos, we are camouflage, no, kung ara ta sa Amerika, kana man ta, others Korean, no, and a lot of people from the Philippines are learning Korean also and feel that they are Korean, no, because of the K-pop phenomena. But then in a way, we have to identify. That is why even in aesthetic surgery, no, plastic surgery, you need to identify yourself. That is why 2 years before you would realize, no. So nga kung amo gina ang gusto mo, no, counseling. And even for sex transplants, no, or sex reassignment surgeries, it takes 2 years, no, for you to really get into that decision of yours, no, because if you are a male who would want to have a reassignment and wanted to be female, no, you cannot say, oh, after 3 years, after 10 years, I wanted to be male again, no, because nahimuan ka na da kanal, no, ginimuan ka na da sang daw vagina, no, so you cannot say that. So you assess and reassess yourself. So 2 years, no, my classmate, no, Angel, no, it took her 2 years, and in that 2 years, when he was like kind of deciding already, no, hambalan siya ni Doc Anchua nga nakita niya, sige, of all people, bala betchay nga nakita ko si Doc An pa, kaginhambal siya, hindi siya kasaka sa langit, kuno kay sa impyerno gid siya makadto, because that is what God has given you, lalaki ka, no, but then in a way, subong, she's happy, she has a very different na nga identification. So, and she's Angel now, and she's happily married, no? Of course, no children, just dogs, no? Kasi wala man siya capacity, kaya wala man siya uterus. But then, that is your identity. So, sexual orientation, gender identification. So, it's more like it, no? Nga to embrace, no, ourselves. Freedom, not only freedom of expression, but freedom also to express, no, your own opinions, your own expressions, no? Safety and security, self-esteem, participation. Of course, no. We are not a communist country. We are not North Korea, no. That we are dictated on what to do, no, about ourselves, our lives, no. Even North Korea decides for the future of their people, but not we are free, no, so we can participate in whatever we wanted to be, no, so we have that sense, no, we have that voice, no, that can be, that can magnify, no, that can be heard, no, by other people. Belongingness, no, you have a family, no, and remember, even if you push your family away, in the end you will always go back to them, because they're always there. Personal fulfillment, distributive justice, no. So yeah, justice is, of course, no, all our rights, no, habeas corpus and all of those, no. So this, I think, are the other basic needs on the much higher level, no. So Here are the 10 personal needs, no, that I've seen in one of my researches. No, so it's searching and searching. So I came up with the 10. No, so which I saw, and usually this is from one of the um, these are people. I don't know if you're familiar with Stevie Gardner. He's one sa IG na siya. He does podcast, and he's all about extremely knowing yourselves. No, you it's about searching, no, for yourself, no, and freeing yourself also. But then this is one of his readings also, which though hasta lang siya sa seven, but then when I continued to search, I came up and I saw this from Blue Sky FP. That's co.uk. No, so number one says security. No, so I think in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, no, if you are secured, you have a family that takes care of you, I think physiologic needs is already part of the package, no? Knowing that financially you'll be okay no matter what happens, no? So if you are, this are by the way for young professionals and for professionals also. So in 1 year na lang, no, and you will become a professional, no, 3 semesters to go, no. So confidence, no, being able to press ahead with your life with a strong degree of possibility, no. So be positive, no, be confident, but not of course oozing with confidence as if you know everything, no. We still have a lot to learn. I'm 50 and I'm still learning a lot of things, no. I need to transition also, no, to be able to cope with all of these things, no, ahead of me, no. So but yeah, yeah, I may be confident, no, with my self being, but then not oozing with confidence, as no, every day there are a lot of things to learn yet, no. Choice, not feeling trapped on or the treadmill of life. The ability to choose brings a sense of freedom. So we saw that freedom, no. So it's a matter of choice. This is ethical consideration, no. Everything that you do, no, it ego and super ego, no, it is still, by the end of the day, it is still your choice. No matter, you may regret your choices, you may be feeling comfortable and confident with your choices also. Faith, for some it's this religion, for others it may be a strong belief in a moral code, no. So morality, no. So this is when I saw faith that is defined as this one, no. So it has nothing to do with religion, no, but it is something to do with your morality also, no. But because again, nurses, morality and ethics are two different things. Morality, it is the natural law, it is basically the 10 commandments, the word of God, while ethics is about your conscience, no, weighing, no, what is best for you, what you think is best for the other people, no. Legacy is having a pride in what you have created and what you stand for. So that is your legacy, no. If you die, you have a very long eulogy if you had touched a lot of people, no? And legacy also is when your patients can still recall you, even, no, after you have take care of them, just even for less than 8 hours, no? Making a difference is whenever you are doing helping others, not being introspective. Lasalians always make a difference, no. Nurses always remember, no, and I wanted to share this with you. I think some first year ka mo na share ko na ni, no, from Brother Gus, no, Agustin Bacher, no, one of um one of our brothers, dear brother, that really touched me, no. He said we can always be different without being indifferent, no. So we can always have different, we always, pwede takalalis, no, and debate on something without being indifferent, no, without being so rude, so bad, no, in the eyes of the people, no. So that's making a difference, and Lasalians always make a difference, no. Sense of belongingness and love, we need a strong feeling of connection and to feel the love, to feel loved by family and friends, no. So in a way, no, nakabutang siya sa dalumpa because people would now subong, they feel they are autonomous, they feel that they are independent, no. I can do this my own, no. Even, and people, they can live away from home. That is why most of us, no, in college, we opt to stay in dormitories. That's good for you. That's one of my dreams also when I was young. I wanted to live far, far away, no, I wanted to live nga someplace, no, sa una wala pa, only telephone, no, so I wanted to live somewhere without my parents hovering over me. But then subong I realized, no, parenting pala is very difficult, no, you cannot stop hovering from your children. So that, I think, no, is how we wanted to feel connected all the time. And subong, even if it's a long distance relationship, you know, um social media and gadgets can bring us back closer than ever. And you know, the COVID season, the pandemic brought us much closer, no, to one another. No, stimulus is something to get excited about. Hobbies and experiences being a prime example. So during the course of the pandemic, kadamos ang hobby. Online shopping is one. That is why Alex Ma is richer and richer, getting richer and richer. We have Sutton Globe, no, getting richer and richer, no. So TikTok and everything, no. TikTok is China also, no. So nagamagaranon nga nagamagaranon, no. Lazada and Shopee and all of those, and you know, social media, no. YouTube, many people get very rich from YouTube, no. I don't understand how it is, but then I know um they are, you know, they love what they're doing and they're earning at the same time, no. We have a YouTuber student from section, I think section G of second year, no. So um Masagi Anisa, no, she's a YouTuber, and she always does YouTube, and she's earning good money also from YouTube, no. So the last time that we talked about, she said she earned about more than 200, 300,000 pesos already from YouTube. No? So, hindi mo lang na magwa nun, ko, don't do it in class. I don't do it man, miss. During break time lang sa una. No? But then, Anissa is very good sa YouTube. No? Wala lang. Ko to wala man ni kasensense niya. Amo na, miss. Wala kasensense, but if people pick it up, then you would be earning also for yourself. Influencing, being able to influence matters in a positive way, brings empowerment. So nurses, that is also one of our roles, no, advocacy, no. We have heard a lot of people like social innovators, social media influencers, no, and they are abound. You know, they are everywhere, no, especially in the course of the pandemic, no, social influencers, no, and variety is so important. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, as the saying goes, no. So variety, diverse, no, of everything, no. So we can work and play at the same time, no, not work 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 and play play play, no. So those are 10 personal needs that these are for you know, young people, adult like you and me also. The next is the humanistic American psychologist, Carl Rogers, no. His is client-centered therapy, no, on a therapeutic relationship, and developed a new method of client-centered therapy. So Carl Rogers says that we cannot change, we cannot move away from what we are until we thoroughly accept what we are. Then change seems to come about almost unnoticed. So it's client therapy. We're focused, and this is very nursing, no, very applicable to nursing. Remember, in healthcare ethics, nursing ethics is all about being focused to the person of the client and not focus on the disease condition, no. Pero ang medical ethics is focused on medication, on treatment, on diagnosis. So it's all about the patient condition. It's not about the patient already. While kita naman si ethics is about our patient and where the patient is coming from. Nga nag-amo condition, that is why kadam it predisposing precipitating factors and so on and so forth. And we can also come up with our very own nursing diagnosis, which is more accurate than that of the medical diagnosis. So Dr. Carl Rogers was the very first to use client rather than patient, no? Because when we talk about client, we can have clients anywhere and everywhere we go, no, as soon as we are identified as nurses, no. But then kung patient, yeah, these are people confined in the institution. And not all people, no, not all our patients are confined in the institution. You know, patients, they don't like to stay in the hospitals, more so kita, no. But that's the only way we can get at our experiences by working in the hospital, no, by being exposed in the hospital. So client-centered therapy is focused on the roles of the patient rather than the therapies as the key towards the healing process. So it's the patient, no, so not the therapist, no, not even the nurses, no. So ang therapist, they're only focused on the psychological well-being of the patient, pero kita yung nurse ya overall holistic ta, no. So clients do the work of healing according to Dr. Rogers. So sila na lang, it's mind over matter, no. If they wanted to get sick, because sometimes sa pinsar man na no, pagkakita nilang ay amo na ning bill ko, naayo na ko, no. I noticed that also when I was working, no, sa DR, no, ang pasyente mapaaloy-aloy, and probably you've experienced that, no, sa inyong nga DR nga exposure. Gapaaloy-aloy ang pasyente kay hindi ko magbata, sakit sakit, no, and the midwives are already shouting on top of their voices nga pag imo mo na nagagakod ka mo na, no. So that's stereotypical amongst midwives, and then they would say nga not really, no, nga amo na, and then pag mo gusto mo i-CS mo ka amo ni balayran mo amo ni, and all of a sudden with that probably, no, nga 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 hambal sang financial nga aspect, no, mabot ay bataon ko ni kag nabata man nila normal, no, right there and then, no. So it's really about the person, no, ang how drive of the person, no, to get well, no, rather than to get sick, no. And some of the motivations are the family, being away from the family, and probably sa ilang employment also. Therapist takes person-centered approach, a supportive role rather than directive or expert role, no. So supportive lang, because this is in a way can help you identify and further assess the patient and the patient's needs as well. Behaviorism, no, is also one of our important topics, and this focuses on the contents and operations of the mind, so our behavior, no. So a school of psychology that focuses on observable behaviors and what one can do externally to bring about behavioral changes, no. So behavior can be changed through a system of rewards and punishment. So in behaviorism, we will be talking about all of this, no, models, no, of behavior, no. So an adult receiving a paycheck is motivated to work each day, no. So again, no, some people would say I'm motivated because I'm earning, no. Other people would say nga, I don't like the people around me, so in a way, no, they don't want to go to work, nadulaan sila gana interest, they lose their interest in going to work, the same way as students, no. We've noticed also, no, in elementary, no, when we were assigned and at the clinics, no, and my students would say nga okay, they are given assignment, and before, no, nurse Pasita would always say na bantayi bala Miss Vechay kay dugi-dugi ari naman di si Amuna, and then very routine, no, at 9 o'clock, before the break or after the recess time, this particular student would really come in, complains of this and that. No, I was pushed, I bumped my head in this, I got stomach ache, etc. And we realize, and I ask my students, no, especially mga fourth year bala nga, they do adjunct nila ang clinic, I asked them to interpret that psychologically, and then they were like, why is it that that girl always comes after break time and always complains of a stomach ache? No, so there are possibilities. Would it be that she was too full and run around? No, nga nagsakit ang iya tiyan, or she just wanted to poo or to whatever, or is it because she did not eat her snacks, that's why she got hungry and all of those, no. So those are also things, no, that are considered, no. So in a way, no, all of this can affect the person as well, no. Or is it because, no, ang ini naman niya nga bata nga lalaki, why is he always, no, at the clinic, no, and always reasons out that he was pushed, this and that. But usually, majority are female students, no, from the integrated school, no, only to find out kag may mga lalaki man, that this is the time that they have their Filipino class and they don't like their teacher. Even in the IS, sa, sa high school, no? When my students are assigned there, I really take particular attention. And since I am moving, no, from 3, the IS, the high school, and the main clinic, yeah, and of course the satellite clinic for the college, no, you will see and realize, no, so sa college na, because they are more, kumbaga, mature na. Why is it that at this time kadamo ka sululod sa clinic, especially from the College of Business and Accountancy, most of them from one section pa, only to realize that they hate their teacher, because they say they didn't learn anything, no? So yung i-TBI nyo, and then they said, Miss, gina-TBI man na wala man, no? But in a way, no, they have, there is an ultimate reason why the behaviors of that students are like so. So they don't feel motivated because for me, if they ask and if they get low grades, ginapabalusat nga class nga low ang grade niya, and etc. No, so the very first, no, that we have started probably in high school pa was the Pavlovian theory by Ivan Pavlov. No, here I wanted to read, so it's all about classical conditioning. Okay. And as a quote, did you know that cats can make 1,000 different sounds and dogs can only make 10? Cats, man, no, not to be trusted. So, in other words, there are people that can mimic, different personalities. Now, people whom people you don't trust. No, it's better to have one, no, one person with, straightforward, very transparent person, than having a lot nga who have different personality, and these people may otherwise deceive you, no? So um Ivan Pavlov classical conditioning started with dogs, no? So he made an experiment about dogs, and he said that about, the barking, no? So and the salivation. So in a way, for a while, okay, so in a way, no, he said that one way of conditioning dogs or animals is providing them with food, no? So the smell of food makes the dog salivate, no? So this is already what he calls a stimuli, no? So pag kihasimot na nila food, ara na sila, like ang kuring stray cats, no? If you throw on something outside or food, no, if you don't have pets, no, nga may ano, ultimately they go, no, they come. And so ang cats would even know the time that you bring food out, madumduma nila. So that time, like, we have cats, a lot of stray cats coming sa amon balay, and oftentimes, no, they come in lunchtime and dinner time, no, gakaon pa lang kami, gaingaw-ingaw nanda sila, because they particularly know that after lunch or after the panyapon, they are given food, no? So in a way, that is motivation for them, not only the sight of food, because they don't see it, it's inside. Probably they have a very distinct smell, very sensitive sense of smell, that they can smell food already, no? But yeah, calling them like ming 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 ming, no, it's already a new stimulus, no? Like the ringing of bell for dogs that it's time to eat. Now, how can we relate this to real human beings, no? Usually when I talk about Ivan Pavlov, or the Pavlovian classical conditioning model, I would relate it to young children. No, young children, recess time is recess time. Once the bell rings, yay, it's recess time. Or one another time the bell rings, no, another stimulus, it's already dismissal time. No, the same way as even in college students. No, in our time in LaSalle, no, just as you can see that there are people outside, it means that there's another class coming in. Subong niya, the bell rings before your class time. That's 15 minutes before you start your classes. And 15 minutes also before you end your classes. 15 minutes is it? I think so. Before your classes. That is why sa nursing, yeah, we would always request for a room that has no wala may nagasunod. So that is why major nursing classes are assigned in rooms such as the NAL 1, the NAL 2, and the NAL 3 because wala na da may ma-occupy unless no because ang nursing niya we finish the entire number of hours no. So that no once the bell rings no guwa na dayon no like in other courses I just observed pag ring pa lang na, guluwa na sila. And who is left? It's the teacher. No? Unlike sa nursing niya, nga ang mga estudyante, ara pa da, and then hinay-hinay pa, no? And even the teacher sometimes is the one to get out first. No? So this is also classical conditioning. No? And how these young people, college students, are aware that bell time means dismissal time. No? So it's a time to relax or what have you. It's time to go home, no, or whatever. No? So next is B.F. Skinner, and his is operant conditioning. Okay, so Skinner is all about conditioning, no, and he says failure is not always a mistake. It simply be the best one to do under circumstances. The best and real mistake is to stop trying, no. So yeah, no, in the course of life we have a lot of hits and misses, we have a lot of trials and errors, and we learn from all of these errors because kung sala we have to correct it, so we learn from it as well, no. So that is operant conditioning, no. So B.F. Skinner is one of the most influential behaviorists. No, so people learn their behavior from their history or past experiences. Yes, we learn from our past experiences. We get mature. We get we find solutions. No, we are critical thinkers because of our experiences. That is why in most cases, it's always our experience which is our best teacher. Our experience in medication week and how we were stuck by the needle and how painful no injection is. So as for us to realize that if you do it the wrong way, like doing an injection, IM, subcuticular, whatever, it is painful no realistically. So we have to try that dose ourselves so that we know exactly how the people our patients may be feeling no. So experiences that were repeatedly reinforced even in certain procedures, most of the time you are shown but every time no especially in a regular class no gina ano pa na gina how do you call it, gina-demonstrate, no? Kung pagka-demonstrate, kung hindi pa, no, may return demonstration. Ang return demonstration, you are corrected, no? Along the way. That is why, ako no, there are students who would memorize the checklist, but for me, it's not feasible, no? Because the more you memorize, once you list one item, everything else shatters down. So that is why you should understand and know the procedure by heart rather than memorization, no? Kaguya, I don't ask the students to read and memorize that procedure. I just look into the way she does the procedure. No, probably it's my way of knowing if the student really understand, and then there would also inject questions that may be beneficial for the student to realize no important points no, in that particular procedure. So behaviors are those observed, studied, learned, and unlearned. No, so behaviors can always be changed. No, so that is why if we fail on once, we still have the opportunity to do it again and to do it better this time. Our scientists, medical scientists have trials and errors. Our our psychiatric philosophers, no, when they did their models, it's a lot of trial and error also just the same. No, so the seven principles of operant conditioning, according to Skinner, are wait, wait, okay, are the following. So, what is this? Okay. So number one is all behaviors are learned. Yes, because that is why we are sent to school. No, there are students who are from home based, no education. So meaning to say homeschool sila. no, what I noticed even in the past when we have homeschools are like, um they are they may seem to be very slow learner, because in a way they get distracted kundo kadamo na, especially in the classroom, and they are always, they are not confident, especially if you really ask them or throw questions at them. So those are, I think, one of the most observable. But when you give them tasks to study, they study, no, and they are doing well, no, inside a real time classroom, no. Thing is lang, there are um certain conditions wherein nga they, very slow sila mag pick up, no. Like example, submissions of requirements, or even, no, because they tend to, use their time, get, no, they really submit exactly on time, because that's what they're trained, especially kung sa elementary gin homeschool sila, no. So this, no, when they go to a big school, no, that's why talking to the parents, I would usually say nga, they should have been exposed to a real school setup, especially in high school, because it would be very very difficult, no, to bring them to a big school, no, after that kay ka culture shock sila. Like like ako, no, I had culture shock when I was in college also, because I am not used to a big school. Our school is just so small, no. So but I have to learn it my way, a difficult way, no. So I've been, trust and mistrust. I don't trust my classmates, no, because for me they are like, laing sila, no, and they have, this very vulgar personality, which I am not, which I was not, no? And they speak, they gapamuyayaw, they shout, no. And growing up in our school, you are always, no, reprimanded every time you do that. So yeah, I learned the behavior also. I learned pamuyayaw also, and I know it is not good, but then somehow also it makes, like example, the confidence level, like reciting in class as well. Second is consequence results from behavior, reward or punishment. No, so consequences. No, um, truth or dare. No, so these are consequences, no, that results from certain behaviors also, no. Oh, you're doing good, no, so yay, no, so very good, so we receive. So it's also a way of motivation, no. So that's operant conditioning, no, especially the child, no. When you accomplish this, we will go watch movie, we'll go buy a toy, no. My son is like that. So that is why I would always have a Hot Wheel or whatever, no. So on sale, I'll buy a few Hot Wheels, or kung ano dada nga mga matchboxes. Then every time he does good, no, may reward kina siya. So it's just that sometimes the papa would get everything and together give it to him, no. So wala na reward, no. So subong, no, wala na siya gamati, no, kay wala na reward, especially during the lockdown when wala na gagwa, no, and he cannot also go out, no. So behaviors that is rewarded with reinforcement tends to recur, no. So gina reinforce, no, like behaviors like example studying, no, so dapat reinforce, no. All of us have our way, no, of studying and how to get by, no, learning from what we have listened to in school, no. But sometimes it needs to be reinforced, like example writing it, no, in colorful pens para nga it is more attractive, no. For teachers, we do PowerPoint presentations, others would do um ano tawag sina mga YouTube and etc. No, so all of those, especially in skills laboratory, you have to know how to motivate students, and not just merely talking and reading, but of course also showing like films. Pero ako yeah, that might be part of it, but procedure should be done to the students. That is why I am so much into per cluster gidya, no, like you have your own facilitator assigned to you, so she has to do that, no, para to reinforce also, no, the learning, especially in the provision of that objective for skills laboratory procedures. Procedure positive reinforcers that follow a behavior increases the likelihood that the behavior will recur. No, so positive reinforcements. No, so probably different medium, no, of learning. Negative reinforcers are removed after a behavior increases the likelihood that the behavior will recur. No, so positive sunod dun ta because mayo ang i-outcome, while negative have to be removed or changed. No, continuous reinforcement, our rewards, is the fastest way to increase that behavior, but do not last long after reward ceases. No, subong young people, no, I wanted to get that cell phone. So give me, your parents would say, oh, sige, give me a laude laude, no, or give me a DINS list, no, a certificate. And that is why probably young people would also, no, with that reinforcement, they are more motivated, no, to get that, no, but not to the extent also of fooling their parents, no. But yeah, I believe in rewards, no. So I think, no, not only the monetary or the material reward, but the reward that you give to yourself, no, the confidence, the esteem, the actualization that you can give yourself. Random intermittent reinforcement, our occasional reward for desired behavior, is slower to produce an increase in behavior, but it continues even if reward ceases, no. So like praises, no, good job, no. So that was why I learned, for like example, I'm doing like a smiley and all of those, or very good VGs, no, and all of those most of the time, because I find it even in the graduate school, I find students to like it, no. Ako ya, I wanted to put on stickers nga may mga very good, but I lost that's my stacks of stickers already and my pens. So I have stamps na pwede very good, awesome, and all of those, no. Though kinder lang, but I see that the students like it, no, especially when in the journals I would write comments, no, nga, hindi na you did the wrong, amo na, this is not the proper way, but comments like continue to do what you do best, no, and all of those very simple stuff, no, or quotes that it can motivate the students. So that is random intermittent, no. And you see, they can find, or like ako, it really, it really warms my heart if the students would say like mubutang heart, or probably would say thank you and all of those, no. um that's why every time, no, I would always say thank you, because the reward is really good when you are told thank you also, no, after. Okay, so this is the Skinner, the operant conditioning. So RND, positive, negative, and all of those, no. So I just saw this and I just wanted to share, no. uh, Next is the existential series, no. So these are behavioral deviation which results when a person is out of touch with himself or herself or the environment. So a person who is alienated feels sad, lonely, and feels helpless. No, so again, no man is an island. No, we have to live for the others. We have to live with the others by the others. No, lack of self-awareness coupled with harsh self-criticism prevents a person from participating in satisfying relationship. So usually, sa mga relationship goals ini siya. No, and theories believe that the person is avoiding personal responsibility and giving in to the wishes or demands of the others, no. Um so again, no, responsibility, no, and of course just for the others to be no, but you have to seek first if you know, if you feel contented, if you are also satisfied, it's not always for the other people, no. So for existential theories, we have first the cognitive therapy by Aaron Beck. No, so Aaron Beck, cognitive therapy seeks to alleviate psychological stresses by correcting faulty conceptions and self signals. By correcting erroneous beliefs, we can lower excessive reaction. No, so Dr. Aaron Beck pioneered the therapy in persons with depression. So he is focused on immediate thought processing, no, how a person, no, knowing a person, or how a person, or where the person is coming from, no. So we interpret, no, his being a person, no, ang pagkatao niya, no, ang iyang existence, and where he or she gets that particular behavior, no, in terms of beliefs, no, and how he or she is feeling. Because remember, nurses, we can, we see the face, and sometimes the face can deceive us, but once we look into the eyes of the person, we realize the truthfulness and the true person of that particular person, no. Um that is very transparent kung nahadlok siya, kung happy siya, kung sad siya, or pretentious lang siya, no? So, example of Dr. Beck's cognitive therapy, no? If a person interprets a situation as dangerous, he or she experiences anxiety and tries to escape, no? So mapalayo na siya, no? So, like example, I have a lot of phobias. I'm afraid of water, especially huge bodies of water. No, not the water nga magpaligo, but yeah, siguro swimming pool. But I have to assess kung ano kadako ang swimming pool, kung ano ang depth niya, because otherwise I don't get into that. No, water. No, it's not my cup of tea, no, mga ano, but then for my family man, for their happiness, and for my, of course, to watch over my kids, it's to go with them, no. But then their turf is diving and all of those, and I don't do that, no, because I'm afraid of water, no. Makasulod lang ko sa tubig, and when I close my eyes and everything is dark and I feel the coolness of the water, I panic, no. So I have claustrophobia. That is why most of the time I would walk the stairs rather than getting inside the elevator by myself, because it's so close, no? So all of that. And I also have fear of heights. But then I realized that that without trying, I cannot overcome it. I still have the three fears, no? But then I prefer not to go in water, just on the sides, probably, no? And be careful lang, no? For the heights, no? Instead of going up, no, I would prefer to stay down, no. And even in claustrophobic, no, I learn, and motivate myself, no, it's exercising, it's still losing, no, energy when you go up and climb the stairs and down, no. So ginaamo na lang na, no. But then we cannot really get them away from our system, because whether we like it or not, we need to get up, no, pag kung taas-taas, no. Kung ara ka sa 11th floor, you can just imagine nga ilakton mo na, no. But then in a way, no, I got come in the elevator, just make sure that there would be people inside, no, basta hindi lang very crowded, no. So basic emotions of sadness, elation, anxiety, and anger are reactions to perceptions of loss, gain, danger, and wrongdoing by others, according to Dr. Beck and Benjamin Rush. Remember Benjamin Rush in 1995, no. So all of this, like example, if a person is grieving, she becomes suplado and suplada. She doesn't want to talk about it, no, because that's how the person probably. But there are people, no, kung grieve sila, they wanted to vent it out, no. So that's a good also mga practice. But then we cannot help it if others would choose, no, to isolate themselves for a little while. No? So Aaron Beck's cognitive therapy seeks to help the patient overcome difficulties of identifying and changing dysfunctional thinking, no, behavior, and emotional responses. So overcoming all of these difficulties. This also involves helping patient to develop skill for modifying beliefs. No, so again, no, identify distorted thinking and relating to others in different ways and changing behaviors. No, so yeah, no, let them identify that grieving period first. No, do not really push yourself sa ila, because the more you step into their realm, the more that they they move away from you. No, let them heal themselves. No, and treatment is collaborating between patient and therapist. No, so collaboration. No, so talking it out, therapeutic communication, still the same. No, and um what once those thought, according to Dr. Beck, is challenged, one's feeling about the subject matters, or those thoughts are more easily subject to change. No, so um, it can also change, no, a person's perspective, just as long as you probably show that person that you are there no matter what. No, the next, no, therapist is Dr. Albert Ellis. No, so He again, we're still talking about existential therapists, no, or therapies. Okay, so Dr. Albert Ellis says the best years of your life are the ones in which you decide your problems are your own. You do not blame them on another, the 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 president, no, the environment, the weather, no, or other people. You realize that you control your own destiny. So probably, no, that's rational emotive therapy. No, sometimes if we have a bad hairs day, no, we blame everything to these people. Ay, kaya mo ni, ang driver sang jeep. Nurses, no, if you come in late to school, it's not because of the driver of the jeepney, no? It is not because it is traffic. Nabawa kay gobyerno, hindi kit insakto ang pang-ubra sang traffic regulation. It is not the people rushing into the first gate or the second gate to enter LaSalle. No, so don't blame it, or don't blame it in your teacher for having scheduled that early class. No, you can, you, because that is given, no, that is constant schedule na siya, no. But again, what you can change probably is your waking up hours, no, the time you wake up and ready yourself, no. Traffic jam is not an excuse, no. It is probably when and where you start, probably in Kwanzaa Jeepney, you know exactly that it takes about 1 hour if you are from Tangub going to Lasal. So always allocate 1 hour for that, because if you get a lesser, no, for 1 hour, then problem would really come in your way. So do not blame on anything, like your mother was not able to wake you up, no, and all of those, no, or probably was not able to prepare your meal, that is why naglate ka, etc., no. Do not blame it on others, no. So according to Dr. Albert Ellis, he identified 11 irrational beliefs that people use to make themselves unhappy, no. Example, if I love someone, he or she should love me back. No, so that is what we're expecting. If we give that love, we wanted to get our fair share of that love back. No, if we love our friends and we consider them friends, we wanted to be that friend to be our friends. No matter how crooked your idealism is, no matter how crooked of a person you are, no, you wanted to get that back, no, na ako, tungod nga ako lang ang friend mo, dapat patihon mo ko, no. Most of us would experience that, no. Gin-friend ka namon, tapos amo ni you are traidor and you are this and that, no. So we become that person because we are always expecting, no, nga equally, if not mas double, no, kung ang binahatag ta. Like there are people who would give some a little something of that to another person, no, expecting ay tagaan ko ni siya because mabalik ni sa akong twofold threefold, no. If you wanted to give it with no strings attached, give it like with all your heart, no, hatag ka without thinking ay maamo ko, kinalatagaan naman ko, and expect a lot. There are people who are like that also, nga if you given a favor, dapat balusan mo give, no. Even sa amon, no, mga professionals, mga middle age, gakatabo na siya, no. So like my best friend would say, wala ka gatawag sa akon, magpuli ko, hindi kita magkita-nay, no, masabat ko na, so what, no. Kay kabaluman ko nga, whether I like it or not, whether you like it or not, mga bagagid chay, ari na ko di, puli na ta, dikit anay na ta, no. So because for a fact nga, if you're friends, you are really friends no matter what, no, even if you have not talked to each other for pila ka years, no. If there, that is real friendship, you can connect, no, and fill in those blanks, no. Those blanks may take 4, 5, 10 years, but you can still connect and reconnect, no, to people, no. So that is why I encountered this reconnect to connect, no, and it struck me, no. It says wait, ano, um disconnect to connect, really. Disconnect to connect. Meaning to say, you stop all of this, no, amidst the COVID, no, we stop and really get out of our way to get reconnected, no. So that is why kamusta, because we wanted to connect back, reconnect to our friends and special people. Now, people have automatic thoughts that cause them unhappiness in certain situations. No, so Albert Ellis, no, so kadamo na, no, happy thoughts, unhappy thoughts. If you see this person nga who probably defied you one time in your life, pagkita mo na si do kakita ka sang parang you think of that person as basura, as something not worth seeing, etc. No, so because they cost you happiness in a way, no. So Dr. Ellis's ABC techniques are the following. So activate, stimulus, or event. No, so activate, no, again, go back to that time nga kung diin na siya, because probably you would realize nga it is not so, no, nga gin ano ya ka, gin define ya ka, or wala ay nakagin friend, no. Excessive, C is for excessive inappropriate response, no. Sometimes you overthink, that is why we overdo, and at the end of the day we regret why we did that, and we realize nga hala, kaluoy sa iya, siguro I will give her time, no, and so that we talk, and give her time and probably talk to each other para kung ano gid na siya, at least to end, no, what are those miscommunications that you have. B, the blank in the person's mind that he or she must fill in by identifying that automatic thought. Oo, those are blank spaces. You did not confirm, but you assumed, no, nga amo na siya. So these are the blanks, no. So the ABC, activate the stimulus, think about it, no, kung ano gisuguran. So excessive and appropriate response, and of course that blank, no, to be able to to search, no, deeper into that situation. So therefore it may not be an unhappy thought, but it becomes, no, it makes you happy, makes you and your friends happy. So it's also making your life, no, not miserable already. Next is, of course, Viktor Frankl, no, and he is about logotherapy, no. So logo meaning, no, is searching for meaning. So Dr. Viktor Frankl says between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. No, so meaning, no. So like example, morality and ethics, no, we find meaning, no, in those, no. It may be uncertainties, no, we find meaning in everything we do, no. So beliefs and observation of people in the Nazi concentration camps during World War II. So curiosity why others survived, and while others were not able to survive, concluded that survivors were able to find meaning, no, in their lives even under miserable circumstances, no. So his book Man's Search for Meaning, no. So Viktor Frankl, in that consecration camp, no, he is German, by the way, no. Um so these people are searching for the meaning of life, no. And that meaning of life is to give life a meaning also, no, the reason why people survive. So these are consecration camps, these are females and children, no, and mixed clan naman na siya. So in the consecration camp, no, during that in World War II, you got to see they're not really fed well, no, but they have very, kumbaga, deplorable, no, nga ano nga place, no. And if one gets sick, everybody gets sick also, no, how they are treated, some of them even, no, ginalantaw ang ila extent, no, in healthcare ethics. I also encountered, no, about how they persevere also, no, in surviving, no. So I call this is where probably survival of the fittest work was coined, no. So how they are survived, the mothers are separated from the husbands, and you got to see people just dying sa tupad mo, no? So here also, just an excerpt, no, sa kay Dr. Frankel, no, you can take away my wife, you can take away my children, you can strip me of my clothes and my freedom, but there is one thing no person can ever take away from me, and that is freedom to choose how I will react to what happens to me, no? So there are people who die, no, there are people who were not able to survive, no. So this is when and where ethics came in, no, when the Nazi people were able to um and how the Nazi cruelty was observed by not only by the people who might have survived, but all over the world. Nurses, FYI, no, in the Geneva Congress, this Nazi cruelty, and brutality that took place in World War II, ginapaano pa ni Subong. Still ginakaso pa ni Subong, human rights probably, and how they defied habeas corpus, but in a way, it is taken into consideration because yeah, that's cruelty also. Imagine kuan ka mga kuko just to know, kung ano ang reaction mo, the pain, and how you probably overcome nga ibutang ka sa katugnawon with barely a clothing on to see how you would survive in that cold, or probably put you into that condition because that's one of the Nazi experiments, and yeah, Dr. Frankel saw everything, and how they persevered, but there are also issues about bioethics, in this Nazi concentration camp, so that's Viktor Frankl. Because by the way, just for your information, Dr. Viktor Frankl's wife also died in the consecration camp. No, so nadala siya. No, so that is probably he braced all of his experiments towards his model. No, of logotherapy. No, taking it from his wife also, who also died in the consecration camp. Next is Frederick Perls, Gestalt therapy. So Fritz Perls developed and popularized the Gestalt therapy after his training as a psychoanalyst in Berlin, then Austria. He moved to South Africa, establishing a training institute for psychoanalysts there before developing his unique theoretical approach. So he emphasizes on identifying the person's feelings and thoughts in the here and now. No, self-awareness leads to self-acceptance. He says, this is what I always remind you. No, if we are self-aware, identifying our strengths and weaknesses, we would learn how to accept ourselves better because probably we got to fill in ang mga kakulangan ta sa atong weakness and correct, probably modify ang wala ta nga why that weakness is never a satisfaction, and of course our strengths, kung natama naman ka sobra, we also have to modify it, increase clients self-awareness by having them write and read letters, keep journals, and perform activities also, so that's also one way, of knowing ourselves before we would attend to the other people's needs. We have to attend to ourselves first. Again, nurses, like self-care, according to Dorothea Orem, we also know our capacity, how we do our self-care before we finally expect our patient to follow us in doing self-care. So we have to walk our talk. And nurses, we cannot give what we don't have. So acceptance to ourselves, yeah, being aware, no, will enable us also to share ourselves to other people, no. So so it is designed to put the past to rest and focus on the present. So I got here in one of my searches for Dr. Frederick Pearls, it's the caption, I am I, so you are you no matter what, no. So subong, no, our second journal is mindfulness, it is you, no. So ano ikaw? Sino ikaw? No? And your Johari's window, it's a how you are reflecting yourselves, how you know ourselves, yourself better than others, how other perceive you, and how you have chosen to to keep some part of yourselves from being, being identified by the others, no, or probably hide it from the others, not probably intentionally hiding it, but where others cannot see, no. So yeah, Frederick Pearl says it is I, no, it is yourself, no, self-awareness towards self-acceptance. I am I, no, no matter what. No, so if you don't like me because of who I am, then probably some of us would say, "Hey, I don't like you, man." No, so but then if people accepts you of who you are, then that is true friendship. No, that is true sharing, no, of self to others. No, so I have here the Gestalt prayer. I just got this. No, Gestalt cycle. Just showing to you, no, how it is. No, so I become aware of something different. No, so you have you have a sense something, no, nga naglain ka, no, so you there is something different. Why are people not, not like before na observe mga daw, why are they not welcoming, no, kung ibutang tagids, no, sa actual situation, no, why are they not welcoming anymore? So you can sense that something and you become motivated to know what it is, no. So in a way you do something to realize kung anong action mo, to probably recall kung anong ginhambal mo, no. So ako, yeah, I learned nga to set back, no, and para no regrets ka na lang, keep your mouth shut at all times. If you're asked, then say something, but pick out words, no, nga you wouldn't regret in the end, no, and taking action, no, correcting it probably, and you would feel gratified, no, and ask, uy, ano gid bala, nag-ano ko, sorry gid, no, I apologize, probably you don't like the way I talk, no, so, and all of those, no, and you are available to sense again, no. So that's the Gestalt cycle. So the cycle moves and moves and moves, no. It's a cycle, no, and it continues, no. So the Gestalt prayer, I took this nga daw ka old gini sa kwan sa libro niya siguro, no. I do my thing and you do your thing. I am not in this world to live up to your expectation because I am I, right? And you are not in this world to live up to mine. You are you and I am I. And if by chance we find each other, it's beautiful. If not, it cannot be of help. Take note, you are you and I am I. No, so that's the Gestalt prayer. So do not create yourself to become the person because that is how others would want you to be. No, be the person you are. No, if you feel comfortable, confident, and satisfied and contented with what you are, then you don't need other people to talk you of becoming the person they want you to be, no. So in the end of the day, it is still a matter of choice, no, your own choice, no, because this is yourself, this is your life, no. So I think that's the benefit, no, of what Dr. What's that, Frederick Peirce is talking about, no, the Gestalt theory. Okay, next is William Lasser, the reality therapy. He said, we learn 10% of what we read, 20% of what we hear, 30% of what we see, 50% of what we both hear and see, 70% of what we discuss, 80% of what we experience personally, and 95% of what we teach to someone else. No? So I think, no, yeah, no, I learn 95% of what I teach also and what I share also. No, probably in real life, no, scenario in personal encounters with people, with my students, no, kung whether they are alumni already or whether they are still my students, no, or probably those people coming to me, no. So yeah, no, it would, tao man lang ta, no, we cannot, take in everything, no, all at the same time. So it focuses on the person's behavior and how that behavior keeps him from achieving life goals, no. So these are different behaviors, no, like subong, no, I don't know about how young people like you probably, with this virtual class, with the capacity of our connectivity, in the premise of, sometimes disconnect, in the premise of everything, is only found in screen. We don't see the physical appearances of everyone. No, we don't see how people are talking in class. I cannot feel, I cannot hear, no, how they whisper, and probably those unnecessary movements that they do, no, in the classroom, those who are just seated not copying notes and all of those, no. So this is in a way, no, siya subong ang barrier na kon, no. So but then in a way, no, with the canvas, probably we can share what is missed out in the synchronous classes, no. But again, I apologize, no, I need to, deliver my deliverables. And one thing that probably I am paid for is, keeping up, no, with the lessons and everything, no, to search and research, no, for all of you, no, to also learn from the subject matter, no. So according to Dr. Glasser, developed while working with persons with delinquent behaviors and successful school performances and those with emotional problems. Yeah, no, not so much in nursing, no, school performances, no, especially in the first year, no, when we had our, it was shared to me that not the first year is not because they failed the subject, because subong leniency is really very important, and that it's not very easy to drop a person or drop a student, pero we have to really to, all those considerations. And if that student is not able to fulfill that those requirements, then probably, no, there are reasons to give them low grade, but not reason for them to fail, no, because of the, of course, a lot of things to consider also, like, yeah, mga connectivity and all of those sort, no, and of course the physical um educational structure, no. So but then, no, most of them, no, left school because of financial or even emotional problems, no. So yeah, no, and but others still were able to keep up, no. Um so it says there, no, reality therapy, believing in those who are unsuccessful often blame their problems on others, the system, or society. So do pari-pariho man, no, sa previous tanga model, no, nga I was this because of those, no, blaming it in the government nga nagpigado Pilipinas and all of those. We are also part of it, no, probably not entirely nga kitagit, but is in a way, no, there are problem with the system that probably, no, Filipinos, we keep on murmuring, no, gakumod man lang tanga gakumod, no, kung kinkumod ta and bring it to those people, no, then probably mabati, pero kung gasigi ka lang kumod kag wala ka man hinimuan, then that is something else, no. So we need to find our own identities through responsible behavior. That is responsibility. So here Dr. William Glasser, um So he is thought to be one of the greatest educational thinkers of all times, and said that usually, kay Dr. Glasser, usually for pedagogy, very important kidney siya sa pedagogy. I would think so, because one of the Harvard webinars that I've attended, I think it was Harvard or United Board, no, one Dr. Glasser's model was really ginhambal in the educational system, no, because of the lapses of our students now, their difficulties, most especially ang young ones, elementary and high school, nga very crucial gid ang education academic system, no. They are the people who are very much affected, no. Remember, their parents cannot, some of the parents, I took nursing because I want to learn math and all of those sort, no. And then instead of, you have to work, other parents would still have to tutor their children, no. Amo na, some of the parents I know would say, ginpa eskwela mo man na gani, because, no, it's the teachers, you pay the teacher for them to teach your students and educate your children, but not nga ikaw patanan, you paid the school, and what happens, ikaw pa yang nagatudlo, no. So I think that also is one of the preferences why other other parents no ning inpunta ang students nila because it's worthless, and I can see also na that is what is going on. No, children would just answer whatever the modules that are given to them, no, listen to whatever nga online nila. But the fact is, are the children really learning from that? No, so that is one thing. No, so very important because most of the time they don't do synchronous classes. I don't think high school and elementary schools no are doing that, except probably Asal, but we minimize also the time. No, so here is just the pyramid of Dr. Glasser's model no of reality therapy no and choice therapy. So um so 10% pagkabasa ta dula na no. Ako, if I read it now, I would lose it in a matter of hours. But then, after a few days, I got to recall all those bits and pieces. That is why kisa agakauntat ko because I wanted to recall no, those that I've read. 20% of what we hear no, but yeah, oftentimes I really lose track of listening also, most especially if I'm distracted no. 30% of what I see, ako yeah, I'm a believer of this because I'm a visual person no. And of course 50% of what we hear and see no, so siguro diri mix no. 70% of what we discuss with others, yeah, because you would realize no, ay oo to ni, and then sometimes you come up with ideas no and meanings also in those stuff. And 80% of what we experience personally, yes, experience is always the best teacher. That is why you have to invest good times no in RLE and skills lab, because you would need that no. Remember, our board exam is outcomes based no, and 90% of what we teach to others no. So that is why sa dire I wanted just to share to you no, in the board exam, probably one of the main secrets of our students is they're doing group studies. Like the brightest would study, and most of those people who are very bright no, if they study, they gaol sila no, nga gagawod sila study, the like of Robert no, Robbie Puerta, kagahod na siya mag-study no, the likes of Joshua Tomas, kagahod na sila. That is why probably, and even Brian Bray no, um kagahod gina sila mag-study. So amo na nga siguro those are one of those nga why they made it in the top 10 no, as board top notchers, because of that. And while they are doing that, very noisy, other classmates are also learning from that. Because ako, there are students nga who we hardly would imagine nga nakapasar, gatulog lang, sige tula man kumis gatulog, gamati lang ko. And then imagine the magic of making a noise, tapos samtang higdig dato yung isa nga daw wala lang may ginaubra, gina absorb niya ang tanan no. So probably that's one of the secret no of how Lasallians would get over and make it in the board exam no. And another is I was talking about outcomes based education no. That's very very important, Subo, because that is now the way our board exam will be formulated no. So not the test banks anymore no, but our board of nursing officers will be taking time on conceptualizing their individual questionnaires no, and finalizing the answers that way they would be gaining. So it's a lot of research that they will be doing all over again for this outcomes based education. And it's not about talking about community and you go over and over in the community. It's about directly to the point no nga. If it talks about how the learning modalities no in CHN, probably no, the best answer would be health teaching no, how you would advocate no learning no in for your patient no. Diretso kanay na, not nga wala na sang everything. And if that entails no ang pinaka good naton nga ano in the community, bag technique no, pinaka importante is bag technique, because in a way bag technique is not also just for checking the temperature and doing all of these certain procedures on how never to ano tawag nga contaminate the bag, but it's because also a CHN bag and the real CHN bag may ara na siya sang delivery set no, for home deliveries no. So So those are very vital, very, very important that we have to consider. That's why I've already advised Tony, no, to probably get ready with ano na, with the people for your nursing competency appraisal. Amo nang sa review ta, no, para kung nakabutang na then definitely no no, it's review na, no, you didn't have to go over all everything again, no. So next is we go to the mental health gap action program overview, no. So this mental health gap action program overview is our therapeutic models and its relevance, no, to nursing practice, no. So first is ini just a review na lang sa aton is the psychoanalytic model by Sigmund Freud, no. So Sigmund Freud is about personality structure, no. So it says here that the id and the super ego are the conscious rational part of personality, no, charged with keeping peace between super ego and id. So duwagin ni sila because the id is basically you, no, the primitive you, no. You got to see it nga, okay, it's a yes or no. Uy, may pagkaon. So the very first thing that you do, it's human instinct. Kung may pagkaon, kaunon, no. Well, the super ego would sometimes the one that justifies, no. So in a way, for a while, ay, for a while. Okay, din ako. Okay. Okay, so the super ego is our this is the conscience, no, kung istoryahon ta about sa aton nga sa ethics, no, or morality and ethics. So super ego is the conscience, no, nga it is choosing right and wrong, no. So it's your choice, no, ang super ego. Well, the ego is us, no, kita, no, reality principle, the reality kita, self-preservation activities, just as long as will not be harmed, just as long as we don't get hurt, no. That's the ego, no. We protect ourselves also. Like example, kung food masig ta kaunon ta, no, but sometimes our ego mismo would say ay basi may poison na, basi panos na nang aging bilinda, and all of those, and the super ego would justify and rationalize, no, nga hindi na siya kay pangkawat na kay hindi na imo, no, kag basi may tag-iya na nga akaunon mo, no. So and all of those. So psychoanalytic theory of Sigmund Freud, no. So here I just wanted to share to, no, the summary of Freud's model of the mind, no. So the id, the ego, and the super ego, no, I will leave it to you, no. So self related na ni, no, self directed nga, learning. This is just to augment, no, those that we are talking about, no. So here I'm so mad I could kill you, no. While the ego would say might make a conscious choice, let's talk about this, resort to an unconscious defense mechanism such as denial. What? Me angry? Never. No? Pero nagambal na si Ibong, ay patsyon ta karon. No? So but then ang hambal ni ego mo ay that's I'm not angry and I don't want to commit murder. No? While super ego would say, no, I don't want to put justice into your don't put justice into your hand. So thou shalt not kill. Super ego because it is your conscience. It's your morality, no, your ethics. No? So and of course all of those stuff. No? So here I need to eat right this second. While your ego say, you can't do that because you're in the middle of an important meeting. May klase pa ka. No? While your super ego would say, eating during an important meeting is rude and inappropriate. No? So, true. No? But then I would not stop you from eating because you need that, no? While we are going through and through our classes. And I really appreciate, no, for you standing by, no. The Freud's level of consciousness, no, there are the basic tenets of Freud's psychoanalytic theory, no. So level of consciousness, there are three, no. The conscious, what we're thinking about or experiencing at any given moment. So That's the conscious. Nabalanta, nakita ta, nabatsaganta. Pre-conscious, what we can readily call to consciousness, like memories, knowledge. Ay, hala, maano pa ko gali, I need to go to the bathroom. I wasn't able to pee for this number of hours. No, so that's pre-conscious. And unconscious are thoughts and desires and impulses of which we're not aware. This is the largest level of consciousness. No, so these are thoughts, common thoughts that we have. No, that sometimes no makakita ka. No, that is why sa unconscious may mga I have been this place. No, I have seen this person. So we call that deja vu. No, so it happens. Probably you were there in your dream. Probably physically you have been there, no? And all those experiences usually that you cannot recall right away because this may be very traumatic experiences, no? Usually, no, traumatic experiences or not so good times, no? So those are the three levels of consciousness: conscious, pre-conscious, and unconscious. No, ang pre-conscious like getting the test or the quiz. No, so you have really adrenaline rush. You got really got to fill in no the blanks with those stored knowledge that you had no in your memory for a while.
Ate gila kay Nars. Sinong Nars ang duha?
Okay, hello Miss Mendoza. For a while now. Okay, so those are the tenets of Freud's psychoanalytic theory. So conscious, pre-conscious, and unconscious. No, also Freud also has the personality process. So this is the psychosexual process or psychosexual theories of Freud. So the oral, anal, and the phallic may unod pa na latent and genitals. No, so all of those. No, so fixations like oral, forced feeding, deprivation, and early winning. No, so I've discussed that many times, no. So oral activities, no. So like smoking, no, and dependency and aggression. Anal toilet training, no, too harsh, too lax, no, obsessive. So obsessive and compulsive ang iyang mga flaws. And phallic, abnormal family setup leading to unusual relationship with parents. So Oedipus and Electra complexes. So vanity, self-obsession, sexual anxiety, inadequacy, inferiority, and envy. No, so I have much with is this the one? So siguro may ara pa to, no? So this is what I mentioned, the oral, anal, the phallic, no? So oedipal complex or the electra, the latency, and of course the genital, no? So these are the age groups, no? This is just a review. MCN may origin siya usually sa child stages of growth and development, no? So here Arinade. So we go to latency, no? So sexual sublimated emphasis of same-sex peers, no? So girls with girlfriends and boys with boyfriends, no? Halin sang gamay, no? So ako ang boy maitra sa girls, oh you are gay, kag ang girl maitra sa boys, you are tomboy, and all of those, no? How people would react to that, no? But sometimes, no, it's nice to play. Girls would want to play with boys kay it's all action, no? Galagsanay and etc. And sometimes ang boys naman nga very feminine, they would opt to play with girls, no? Kay it's more gentler, no? Wala tikludanay and etc. So problematic traits, inability to sublimate energies to learn, excessive inner control and obsessive traits, no? So excessive and obsessive traits, no? So kakadala ka nga in the end, no, mas ma-feel mo nga sang amo na nga ano nga, nga personality. While the genital establishment of separation from parents and mature non-incestuous relationship with the others, no. So in a way, no, when we talk about na mature incestuous, no, we have a closer relationship with the same sex parent. Like example, you're closer to your mother while the boys are closer to the father, or vice versa, no? Because usually a female kid would always be close to the father while the male kid is usually close to the mother. So all stuffs like that, no? So reworking all previous developmental issues, again, in non-incestuous, not hindi na no, incest, no? We're working on previous developmental issues, establishing a life not dependent on parents, no? So it makes you a standalone, no? And of course, no, Freud's defense mechanism, no? So Freud's defense mechanism, there are 12, no? So we have compensation, no? Strengthens one to hide another. Denial, refusing to face a negative behavior, no? So sa compensate, we compensate our probably kung daw ka very weak ka, kag if you have lack of self-confidence, no, you compensate it with doing, writing very well, no, arts probably on how you express yourselves. Denial, refuse to face a negative behavior. So you keep in denying, especially if you are sad, you pretend to be happy, no, you are grieving, you pretend to be, living a life nga daw okay lang, no? But then by the end of the day, you don't stop crying, you cannot stop crying, no? So ginadeny mo, you don't want to feel like talking to other people, no? So you keep it to yourself. Displacement, it's taking out on someone else, no? Like if you hate that person so badly, no, the best person to probably nga, if you are married, no, just taking it from your married, or could if you're in a relationship, si girlfriend mo kag si boyfriend, so that's the easiest or the most accessible, no, to vent out that emotion. Identification is attaching to something positive. I know that person, we're close, no, and all of those, no? Or probably, I have books, and I love reading books, and so on and so forth. So you identify yourself, no, to that, no? And nobody, sometimes, no, nobody is asking you, but then you identify yourself just to be, ay halag amon siya, and so on, no? Introjection, conform feelings for approval, no? So introjection, you have been so very inang love, no, those si Chris Aquino, no, just for us to see the positive, just for us to probably, to see that she's really good, she's doing well, and she felt love despite the true identity that she wanted to have that love, and nobody can probably give it to her other than her voice, no? So that is introjection. Projection is seeing your faults or foibles in others, no? So you project, no, nga, oh, she's no good, amo na, she's talking back, or she's talking at your back, behind your back, and so on and so forth. But thing is, ikaw mismong gaobra na, you just project it to the person, and that person is clueless, no, and innocent nga siya ang gina-project nimo, nga in the end makibot ka lang nga wala ka na ginasapak, in the end you are surprised nobody seems to befriend you because gigubayan na ka, no? And that person who keeps on, spreading words that you are this and that is the exact person who have problems, no? That's a psychological disorder, nurses, if we cannot stop it, no? So look at yourself at the mirror. I am this clean, no? And you got to say, ay kagwapa sang nakita ko sa mirror, but can you see what's going on in your back? Not, of course, if you have another mirror at your back, but what you got to see is not the perfect self of your perfect self you have, no, behind your back, no? So let others see that, and let others tell you, no, nga ho hindi ka perfect, no? So that's projection. Rationalization, excuse, and justify mistakes, no? I have a habit of doing that, no? No, I would always rationalize, no? So, and my parents would always sometimes, no, to the extent ng mga kisado ka unbelievable na gid, no? So even my children, they always have rationalization just for them to get out of the house, no? Pero one thing lang that me and my husband would always say, hindi, no? Hindi. no? So that is rationalization. But they always have, I need to go this and I have to do that and all of those, no? Yung isa, ang just to have a lunch out, no? A date with friends, hambalon nga may meeting, no? Ang meetings din ko overwhelming kasi kung ako wala ko attend meeting face to face unless we are required to go to Lasal face to face, no? So, you know, young people now are very good in rationalization. Reaction formation, pretend that you are different, no? Ay hindi kuya, hindi kuya lain. If kung kagahod-gahod, quiet kuya, no? Pero facade lang na, no? So pretending, but you are one of them. In fact, you cannot live in that with that people, no, all over around you if you are not one with them. Amo na, no, birds of the same feather makes a good feather duster. I've been telling my students that for the longest time, no? So do not be you know um pretend that you are different, no? So regression, act much younger you to feel better, no? Probably, no, but in our age we love our age, no? I don't deny my age, no? I don't deny my wrinkles, I don't deny my all of those, no, that you can see in your face and even on your skin, no, nga I would say ay hala, it's dried up because of this and that, no? So yeah, we wanted to feel younger but not acting out like as if naga mini skirt ka kag nagasuksok ka asang boots, no, and you're at your age, no, ano ka teenager and all of those. But there are people who are still doing that. Oh my god, si Vicky Bello. No, I'm sorry but they are public figures, no? Siguro wala man ko guro, hindi man ko magi-accuse nga ano slander, no? Pero yeah, you got to see how she acts young, and you got to see also how Alden Ko is coming to reach Vicky Bello's age. Look at Alden. Sino ganyan? Si not Alden, but Hayden Ko. You've got to see nga, he looks mature at 40, no? Katigulang siya. He grows a gray hair just to be at par, no, to Vicky Bello's age. And I think that makes them happily and healthier in love. No, ilan na iya, to each his own, no? So repression is putting things into darkness. So repress, no? Tanan lang is negative. And I don't want to stay in that the realm of those people, no? Everything is so nega. Ritual and undoing, override negative with habit, no? So ritual and undoing, it's like example, you did a mistake, like usually, no, you cheat in class, example lang ha, you cheat in class and tapos wow, pagkatapos na you arrange the chairs before leaving the classroom, you offer something, no, to the teacher, like example, miss mauna ko and all of those, no? But then that is undoing, no? And very common, no, especially kita sa mga nurses, because kita sa nurses very reflective gid kita, no? Ako, yeah, what I see is what I get from the faces of the students. I love observing people, no, and I think it is one of my pogi points in the way I would observe. And you know, ang nurse, hindi gina siya kabalo magpinutig, no? So probably for me, these are guilt feelings, no? Nga example, nagbinutig siya nga she was sick, pero madakpan mo, no? In the end, you don't catch the fish by its tail, pero sa mouth gid, no, gakagwa man, no? And that is undoing, no? So they do certain things to fill in sang mga na-commit nila, probably, no, to again to redeem themselves from those white lies that they did, no? And sublimation is divert negative into acceptable. So like example, you talk about the others, example in Ilonggo you call it libak about the others, pero no, ang paglibak mo na may jutay man nga push nga in a way she's also good at this and that, no? So that's sublimation, no? So that is Freud's defense mechanism. Nurses, put it in your yellow no index card, or probably copy paste that if you can, because again this is beneficial for us. Korekta, but again ikorekta ang mga salata, but these are the the usual defense mechanism that we have, no, either conscious, unconscious, or preconscious, no? And of course sa dire, this is just to cluster, no, sang aton nga mga defense mechanisms, no, and I leave it to you, no. So again, narcissistic behavior, no, and all of those, no, and immature, anxiety, and mature, no, sa different clusters. This will also help us, no, address, no, and I have here some examples also that you can ponder and probably, ay, do mo ko ni kiss, no. So all of this, but again, defense mechanisms, this is not only Freud's but all of the defense mechanism that we available, no, for us, as you know, which are usually practiced by human beings, no. So yeah, so I finished Dr. Sigmund Freud's. Tomorrow we'll talk about Eric Erikson. I don't know, but kung na-open na sa Canvas, no, but try to check sa Canvas, no, if you can start your mindfulness. Again, that will be due on Friday, 11:30 in the morning, no, so you have a lot of time, no, given with those with other models that we will be discussing, no, tomorrow, and yeah, to finish all of this, no, so um that you can find yourself in. So it's mindful, Full, capital lock, no, ness, no, and of course post quiz is scheduled tomorrow. So thank you, section C,
Thank you,
no.
Miss.
I again, I apologize. I cannot help it because this is a lengthy topic, no. So and I don't know how many slides I have, but this is a lengthy topic that we have, no. So again, salamat. What's my time? It's 11, no. So thank you for listening. Thank you for standing by. Please prepare for a post test tomorrow that is 30 items. That's only 19 questions, but 30 items, no. And of course our journal too, or our second activity, no, so mindfulness. So
Um,
again, if some of you may be asking me later on kung ano ang kwansang post test, it's the last 3 weeks naton nga, 3 weeks ba, no, 2 weeks nga ano nga discussion nga ano, but not yet sa this one. Okay, again, thank you everyone, God bless you.
Thank you, Miss. I have a
Um
question.
See you tomorrow again at 8 a.m. No, by the way, I still have a lot of people missing.
Miss,
Um,
may question ko, Miss.
Abendan, Abendan,
Robert.
Present, Miss.
who else? Clarice Madrigal,
Present, Miss.
Angela, Angela Medina is in. Adrian, Dudong,
Present, Miss.
Panadong, Daryl Peruelo.
Present.
Okay, amo na siya. Sige, so again, see you everyone at 8 a.m. Again, the link is provided. Just tap on the link, no? So, though, because amo na, minsan kung wala na ako ga admit, no? So, God bless you everyone.
Miss, excuse me.
I love you. Leave Jesus in
Miss
our
Diva,
heart.
excuse me.
Yes.
May question ko pala, Miss.
Wait, I cannot see you.
May may question ko, Miss Robert ni.
Yes. Mayor?
Some of my classmates bala Miss ako kay ang sa week 2 journal abin nila sa digto lang sila mapas ang ilang Joharis window sa drive nga ginobra ko wala sila kapas sa ano sa canvas mismo, Miss. Kaya amo na
Okay.
ilagay na ano.
Okay lang Junjun because nagaproblema gid man ang canvas. I don't know kung akon lang, no. Amo na nga or lain-lain naman na tumo ko, but anyways, basta may ako ya, I have no problems with the submission. Basta magsulod lang gid ang submission kag pag click ko sa ngalan may nagagwa, no, whether ara sa canvas or sa ano or sa other sa mga iban pang link, no, okay lang gid ako Junjun, just as long as may submission. Pero do may because nakita ko nga kadamo like sa isa ka section ng iban wala kasulod, no, pero ako again, no, please stick to to the time, no? Kay kung mag-deadline, definitely hindi na siya magsulod sa Canvas. Pero
Okay,
okay
miss.
lang po, John, kung maski diin nila nga venue, basta na-inform ko nga nakasulod da. Kag pag-check ko, pero wala pa ko subong ka-check kay gawas-was pa ko sang akon nga present PowerPoint kagawas-was pa ko sang akon nga learning guide for the grad school. So wala pa ko kapang check, usually ginatingob ko na. So I'm planning to check it sa Animo Olympics sa March.
Okay, miss. Okay. Thank you, good miss.
Na-submit nila sa imo kay amo lang ginang gina-open ko. So kung wala ko na nakita ang ngalan kag wala submission, then wala.
Okay, miss. Okay na tong sa drive, miss.
O okay lang sa wala ka pa bla ka padala sa kunsang drive
Ara, miss, ang link kinsan ko da sa imo.
sa email ko.
Ay, nag-message ko da, nag-PM ko to bila last time.
Okay.
I-email ko lang si imo liwat, miss.
Ate, pwede. Thank you, Gijon. Okay, mas
Okay.
ano ko, gasala ko dayon po sa messenger. Okay, sige. Thank you everyone
Okay,
again.
thank you, miss.
Thank you. Buwas 8 a.m. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Miss.
Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Present.